What do you get when some of the most individual sports stars club together? Well, a melting pot of history, tension, rivalry, friendship and elite stories. Here are some of the best off-camera anecdotes from the Ryder Cup. Number 1, Tiger's loo roll. The protagonist, Lee Westwood's former caddy, Billy Foster, sat in a toilet cubicle at the Belfry. As he went to relieve his first morning nerves, Foster noticed only one of the 2 cubicles had loo roll, and while he was seated, in came a tiger into the empty cubicle, and he realised his mistake all too late. So Foster took some paper, reached under the cubicle with a rescue offering, and as Tiger went to take it, Foster uttered the words, "Europe, 1 up." As it happened, Europe did go on to win. Fast forward 10 years to the miraculous Medina, when, after a gruelling Saturday, Rory McIlroy overslept on the Sunday and was in danger of missing his tee time. Thankfully for him, the person booking player transport was Erica Stoll. She sorted him a police escort to the course. 3 years later, McIlroy proposed in Paris. The next story is told by Scottish legend Sam Torrance about the great Seve, who apparently despised the Americans mainly because of a diminutive US
This is awkward. Good morning. Welcome along to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's Rewards Week. Save up to £1,000 on selected cars all this week. I am not Alan Brazil. I'm not Ray Parlour either. No joke. It's just me. It's just me today. I've been left high and dry. Where are they? This is unacceptable. We're here in the Coral Box at Cheltenham. It's been a good few days. We've enjoyed ourselves. Everyone's had a good time. But clearly those two have had too much of a good time once more. Now this did happen last year, and I was sat here taking the flak. Bearing in mind, don't hate the player, hate the game. But Ray was here, and there's no Ray this morning, so it's just me. It's quite awkward on the radio, isn't it? We just sat there alone like a big plum. Good morning. If you're on the road heading to Cheltenham, hopefully Alan Brazil will be heading here at some point, but we've not managed to get a hold of him yet. Or Ray Parlour. Should we be surprised? No, we should not. I'll keep you posted if we get any word on the guys. But right now, MIA. Anywho, let's get to day 3, shall we, at Cheltenham. It belonged to Rachel Blackmore yesterday.
entitlement, and Rachel Blackmore are storming up the hill, but I don't think they're going to have enough to get to 6.5. Maybe wrong here, because 6.5 is eating up the ground and has snatched it on the line. Air of entitlement, brilliant, getting up there to win.
So it's a bit of a quiet meeting if Rachel Blackmore doesn't have a winner.
It's contemptuous, it's arrogant, fact to file, too good, ears pricked. That was a demolition job with a gallant Hartwood, a well-beaten second, Empire Allen in third, and then Protectorat. But as arrogant as victory, as you will see at Cheltenham.
Yeah, fantastic performance from fact to file. He was looming up ominously, wasn't he? He travelled so well.
It's the two horses in the same ownership now. Rachel Blackmore may just have got Bob Ollinger up in front of Tiapu. Bob Ollinger, my goodness me, this could be a stunning exhibition of riding once again from Rachel Blackmore. A brilliant, a double on the day. Rachel Blackmore.
She was unbelievable yesterday, absolutely incredible. Once again, Rachel Blackmore securing an impressive double, winning the Stairs Hurdle with Bob Ollinger after earlier win of Air of Entitlement. Well done to her. Fact to File was also a convincing winner in the Ryanair Chase. Caldwell Potter, part owned by Sir Alex Ferguson, won the Jack Richard Novice's Chase as well. Perhaps maybe the lads won loads of money on Fergie's horse yesterday, or Bob Ollinger, thanks to Rachel Blackmore, and they've not been able to turn up today. But listen, this is down to you. You need to help me find them. 03717 722 3344. Have you seen Alan Brazil and Ray Parlour? Were you at Cheltenham yesterday and you're back at your work today? Did you see them? I actually didn't get to see them at all yesterday. We ended up elsewhere, and I knew he left here to go to his corporate stuff. And goodness knows where they've gone after that. We'll need to get a hold of Jill Brazil. She'll know exactly where they've gone. But you can let me know if you've seen the guys. You can send your pictures in 81089 or 03717 22 3344. Have you seen Alan Brazil or Ray Parlour? We're genuinely at a loss this morning without them. Shall we talk about the football last night? Well, we're here. Brilliant night for the British sides in Europe. In the Europa League, Spurs kept their season alive with a nervy 3-1 win over AZ Alkmaar. It meant Baganja's side progressed to the quarter-finals. It was a 3-2 win on aggregate. And the Spurs boss says he's fully confident his team will have a good end to the season.
I've always been positive and I've always been encouraged. My mood's not dictated by outside, it's dictated by internal things, and I've never wavered from the fact, and I think I've said consistently that, when we're at our best, we can compete with anyone, and, we get an opportunity now, like I said, to build up some of our players, and hopefully, like I said, still some significant talent out who could be coming back. So all those kind of things are going to be helpful for us to reach the levels we need.
Jeez, he needed that, didn't he? Ange Postecoglou, which means the quotes that he came out with, "I'll win the trophy in my second season," might still stand. And also Alan Brazil, where is he this morning? By the way, someone just sent a message saying, does the 6-4 odds for Alan Brazil to do all 5 days count if he misses the start of the show? We'll need to check all that out. What if he's late? It does still count. That's a shambles. 03717 22 3344. Has anyone seen Alan Brazil? Hello, who's on the line?
Hello, Shaban.
Daddy Warbucks, where are you?
Don't you worry, I've just been at a nightclub in Cheltenham to get Parlour out of the bar. Right? So we are now
blame your
up at the
mate.
main entrance. I've dragged him out. Honestly, he was slumped in the corner. I've dragged him out. We've now got Mr. Bibb again, who's causing us chaos getting in. I will be there in 15 minutes. We're at the entrance. So collect your money from Corals. Get in there.
Oh, love it, Al. You sound fresh as a daisy. Did you go to your bed last night, or have you been out?
I'm worried about Ray. I might need another guest. I'm worried about Ray.
Okay. We'll start making the phone calls around. We'll get you someone else to see you through to 10 o'clock this morning. But well done, you. You've made it.
Of course I've made it. Certainly. I had 200 quid on.
Can I get some of your money, though? Because, me having to do this top section's awkward for everyone involved, so can I get some of your pay? And he's gone. I'll take that as a no. I know that he does keep his readies in his pockets, though, because he talks about Jill dipping them all the time, so I'll have to do that later myself. Alan Brazil with you in the next 15 minutes, hopefully, alongside Ray Parlour, who it sounds like was on the lash last night in a nightclub, and Al's had to go bail him out. Love that. Boys will be boys. Let's talk about then Spurs. They are through to the next round, through to the last 8. Spurs fans, you can let us know your thoughts on that. Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes all over the back pages today, into the quarter-finals, beating Real Sociedad 4-1 last night, 5-2 on aggregate. A hat-trick for Bruno Fernandes. And the United boss, Ruben Amorim, claimed afterwards that he is the perfect captain.
But when we need it, he's always there. In a set pieces, he can change position, he can bring the ball forward, he can score goals, he can make transitions like he showed today in the last 10 minutes of the game. He can defend, so it's a perfect captain for our team, and we need to help him to win titles because he deserves a lot.
Bruno Fernandes is absolutely outstanding, and ever since that criticism that came from Stick to Football from Roy Keane, who's got such a huge presence and a huge voice and such a stature, it kind of made Bruno Fernandes up his game even more, and he's been absolutely excellent since. He deserves that. Fair play to him. I think that's a goal every game for Bruno Fernandes since those comments were made from Roy Keane. He spoke to the press last night. He says, everyone has an opinion of me. I can't change the opinion. I can just do me. I can just go out and play my best, and that's the way I can be. I can say that is a good sign of a good captain there. Also, Rangers made it a clean sweep of British sides, making it into the last 8. They knocked out Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce on penalties, and it led to an emotional Mal, the Rangers fan, calling the sports bar afterwards.
Oh, man. The emotions. I just don't want to go through that again. We had everybody backing us tonight, even Jim Miller, a big St Mirren fan. He was even backing us tonight. God bless him. He used to coach at St Mirren. But listen, unbelievable tonight. Yeah, I'm through the motion, but so proud of Rangers to hang in there. We were lacking it in the game. We're absolutely lacking that passion that we wanted so badly. But now we're going to Bilbao. Now we're going to the iconic great stadium where the final's going to be held, and we're going to be playing there. We are playing against Athletic Club in 4 weeks.
Oh, Mal. Bless you. Sounds like he's been out with Ray Parlour. Very emotional there from a Rangers fan on the sports bar. Brilliant stuff. So that's Man United, Rangers and Spurs all through to the last day of the Europa League. Happy days. If you have just joined us, good morning. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. We're live from the Coral Box at Cheltenham. We've just had Alan on the phone. He's on his way, and it's Ray Parlour's fault today. Ray's been on a nightclub till whatever hour time in the morning, and Al's just going to pick him up. So they are on the way. State of those two, honestly. Coming up for you today, by the way, at 9 o'clock, Thomas Tuchel will name his first England squad since he became the England manager. That feels like ages ago. This is just the first squad. Another manager in charge of a national team for the first time is Maurizio Pochettino at the USA. He joined Drive yesterday and was asked what advice he would give Thomas Tuchel.
Like Thomas, cannot watch all the games. You cannot be in all the stadium. You cannot be in every single situation. You need to trust in the player, in the people that work with you, to have a very good network that can provide the reality of what is going on in every single game. It's not only the quality or the talent of the player that you detect, if not the form that they have and how they are going to, to create this dynamic when you are going to play. That is that because that changed a lot, and you have a lot of players with the possibility to be called. That is why that you need to be very, very, very selective and very in a very good position to say that is for this game or for these months, that is a player that is performing in the best way. No?
Pochettino there giving some advice to Thomas Tuchel, who'll name his first England squad at 9 o'clock this morning. We're going to bring you it live here on the show with Alan Brazil. When he gets here, he is on his way. Reports that Miles Lewis-Skelly and Dan Burn will receive their first call-ups to the squad. Lovely stuff. Okay, we're live at Cheltenham. As you hear, if you've spotted Alan Brazil on the journey in, you can let us know his whereabouts. We're going to try and get a tracker on this guy, but he is, I believe, on the way for all 5 days on the radio, all 4 days of Cheltenham. Some man for one man. Him and Ray Parlour, hopefully with you very soon on talkSPORT Breakfast. Morning.
not just her, but the whole squad are underperforming.
I've been there, I've been that statistic. I think it's something like 1 million girls in the UK drop out of sport every year.
Hello and welcome back to the kickback.
You look a wee bit heavy, Callum.
Wait, that?
Oh, you've come in to start her hair.
Collect your money, 6:22, get in there. Oh, 5 days. Pool party parlour, a club in Cheltenham.
Oh,
and
what are you doing to me, Alan? I can't believe this. I've lost my job at Arsenal. I've got divorced.
I'll get you a job at Ipswich, don't worry. That was a song Worried About Ray Parlour by the Hoosiers, because Ray has been picked up on his way here to say he's enjoyed this week. It's been a great week.
Oh, it's been a brilliant week. Always is, Al. So really pleased that you've made the 5 days. I mean, well, we come here last Sunday, wasn't it? Sunday night we come here. So it's been... I feel like I've been here about 3 months.
I thought you were going to say last month, not last week.
So I do feel like I've been here a long, long time. But it's
and by the way, a little message. Chris Evans, go back to your small audience. Don't worry, the boys are taking over now. Right, Shaban, what we got? Today's back page of Tesco Mobile for Business.
Backpage review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Small retailer, get business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big mobile networks. For terms and verification, visit tescomobile.com/business.
Right, Shaban, what we got?
Good morning. The Sun saying special brew. Hero Fernandes sends Amarine into last 8 with a hat-trick. The Times saying alive and kicking. Bruno Hattie sends United to last 8. And then on the right-hand side of the back page of the Times, it's a picture of Odegaard. Odegaard inspires Spurs turnaround. And the Mirror is going for brew. No problem. Superb skipper stays cool. Grabs a hat-trick to keep United's season alive. Rangers also through as well last night. Knocked out Jose Mourinho's Fernandes. So 3 sides in the last 8 for the Europa League. Decent?
Yeah, good.
Great.
Good.
And of course, the Old Firm game on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean...
Move straight on to that.
I did watch the Spurs game, and, they was defending like Alkmaar.
What, in that club?
Once they got in the sports bar. Once they got that first goal though, it was never in doubt really that Spurs were going to beat them at home, and you was always confident.
To be honest, I fancied all 3 if I'm being dead honest.
Yeah, I think
Manchester United but I thought all 3 would win.
But Rangers obviously had to go to penalties and get through, but it doesn't matter how you get there. And they'll be in the next round and looking forward to... Who they got in the next round? It's Bilbao, is it?
Yeah, Bilbao.
Bilbao.
Yeah.
So Spurs are probably big favourites still. We'll have to ask Simon Clare later if they're still favourites, but they'll probably be favourites to win it.
Yeah, Man United looked good last night, and when they get going like that is...
Absolutely, yeah.
But can we just touch on Bruno? Because you know the comments that were made about him by Roy Keane a wee while ago, ever since those comments, he's scored every game. He is a good leader.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, he's not like a Roy Keane as a captain, if I'm being honest, but he's always so important for the team, and he has been banging the goals in, some very important goals from Manchester United's point of view. So he'll be trying to win that trophy this year as well. And, you know, he never lets... His stats are very good, and he never lets probably Manchester United down.
By the way,
you could argue that sometimes in big games, he goes missing a little bit.
But you're right, Ray. It's his attitude sometimes, arms flail.
Yeah, I don't like that. No.
But in saying that, listen, it's going to make or break Tottenham and United season, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's all the eggs in one basket. And to be fair, if Spurs go on to win it, it's been a great season for Spurs.
Yeah.
And Ange just come up.
I wouldn't say great. I'd say.
Alan, it's a trophy. Are you in the Champions League? It's a great season.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic season from Spurs' point of view.
It put a big plaster over it.
And Manchester United, really. If they can, they're back in the Champions League next season.
Thing is, you look at Rangers as well. I mean, they've done all right in Europe, getting to finals.
But you got to ask yourself, how does Queen's Park knock them out?
I know.
How does Motherwell beat them? How does St Mirren beat them?
Maybe Barry Ferguson's got the Midas touch.
If they're winning that trophy at the end of this
probably gets
campaign
Sunday.
There won't be a worry about Queen South, I promise you.
Hopefully they'll be knackered. Come Sunday, we'll be absolutely fine.
They've done it before, beat Celtic after a European game, by the way.
Yeah, momentum. Looking at the times, Thomas Tuchel announced his first England squad at 9 o'clock this morning. The Times saying...
Who's that again? What's his name?
Thomas Tuchel.
You never...
What did I say?
No, you did, but my point is, where is he?
I know. This
it's unbelievable, isn't it?
We'll now hear from Thomas Tuchel on a squad announcement since
he's working from home now.
Maybe he's been at Cheltenham as well in the nightclub.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm sure I saw him last night. He's asked me who he should put in it. Who do you reckon, mate? Well, I don't know, Thomas. Give me a drink and I'll let you know.
He said, "What's it like at Arsenal?" He said, "Well, I used to be there."
Yeah, some vicious rumours going around about me this week. Terrible.
Taking one for the team.
I know.
3 possible recalls. The Times are reporting: Marcus Rashford, Ivan Toney and Adam Wharton. And call-ups for Dan Burn, Miles Lewis-Skelly are the rumours.
Well, that'd be good because he's been brilliant. And look, he's been sent off a couple of times, but he's got to learn to as he gets more experienced, he'll learn to do that. But yeah, I think he's been excellent. And they're really struggling at left back, aren't they?
Yeah.
So why not? If you're good enough, he's playing for an Arsenal team, and he doesn't look phased in that Arsenal team. I know you're playing for your country now.
But these kids don't know they do they?
Yeah, they're fearless. They're fearless.
What about Ben White? Year on, would you have him back?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, definitely, I would. I don't know what happened there. Still don't know, but I would have him back. Yeah.
Okay.
And Dan Burn, he'd be delighted for him as well because he's a really good lad, isn't he? And he's got his opportunity again to play for England.
Yeah. Speaking of Dan Burn, the Mail has the story on the new stadium for Newcastle. Moving is the right call so the next generation can watch their heroes. Newcastle to build a 65,000 capacity super stadium and leave St James's Park after 133 years.
Well, they certainly feel it.
Yeah.
Because they've got great support up there and it's always packed out.
What a weekend they're in for. I just hope, not because I want them to win, I just want a good game, an exciting game, but I just hope the thousands that travel down from the north to Wembley, I just hope they put up a great show and they've got the players they need to perform because we don't know what sort of living Newcastle are going to find, do we?
Well, in the 90s, wasn't it? They lost 2 in a row, FA Cups, didn't they? I know it's the League Cup, but they lost to Arsenal, my Arsenal, in 98, and then they went to Man United beat them 99. But the fans always...
Your old Arsenal, yeah.
The club you used to work with, yeah.
What are you going to tell Sir Ellen? 500 grand down the drain.
Sue Ellen. That's right, she won't be up yet.
Right, coming up, brilliant. We got some great guests. David Tanner, we'll talk about the Gels, knocking out Josie. We got Harry Redknapp. Harry's always great fun, isn't he? Lee Clark coming up.
How did his horse run yesterday, Al?
I don't think
shake him up, Harry.
Yeah.
I think it finished maybe 5th.
Well, that was all right. He said maybe an each way chance. He said his big chance was the jukebox man, but got injured.
Pulled out. Yeah.
Stephen Graham, Ashley Watt was coming up as well. So it's going to be a great show. It's the final day of Cheltenham. We've made it.
Well done.
Thank you, Chris, as well, for the kind words. Ella, Chris Evans, and Shaban. Well done, standing in 6:28.
Backpage review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle? Get business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big mobile networks. For terms and verification, visit tescomobile.com/business.
cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know, here's the tale. Tennis has its roots in 12th century France when people used to make balls from all sorts. Cork, wool, chalk, animal fur and even human hair. Uniformity was found centuries later when people started making balls out of something called vulcanized rubber, invented in the US. But the balls kept on breaking, so a British lawyer, who also loved tennis, suggested they put a flannel covering on the outside, and thus the tennis ball as we know it was born. One problem, it was either white or black. And when the controller of BBC Two, Sir David Attenborough, decided Wimbledon would be shown in colour on the BBC in 1967, no one could actually see the balls on telly. So the International Tennis Federation went away and created a new colour called Optic Yellow, which would show up without the need for a 4K LED display. Not that anyone had that in the 1960s, of course. Since then, all tennis balls have been covered in that material and have their trademark colour for that exact reason. Amateur tennis players and dogs worldwide are forever grateful. You could say the ITF aced it.
Amazing people of influence on this show. Oh, Ginger Spice Finn over there. A bit of spice up your life with the Spice Girls there, Ray. We're playing it because Ginger Spice, Jerry, along with husband Christian Horner, has a runner today at Cheltenham and has been ridden by the world's tallest jockey. The average height, well, it's not Dino, is it? The average height for a jockey is just 5'2", but 6'4". Jack Andrews will be aboard 40 to 1 shot. Lift me up in the 440. Ray, how would you feel if you were a 6'4" jockey on your back?
Well, depends how skinny you are, doesn't it, really? It doesn't matter how tall you are, does it? It's just the, it's
balance as well. Look, Lester was the long fella. He used to ride with the shortest stirrups going, but his balance was unbelievable.
Someone lost their yesterday, didn't they?
Was it
one of the favourites?
Yeah, I was on.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah, he came up the straight like John Wayne. Then I'm like, "What are you doing?" And then I noticed his leg come up.
It's a scary experience, Al, being on a horse. I promise you.
I've been on one.
I've been on one. I've done it at Kempton.
Yeah, one bolted me down the hill,
and
I got all authoritative. I thought, "Don't panic. We're going down the hill towards the Berry Road." I was like, "Come here, you! Come on! Whoa! Come here, you!" And all of a sudden we're getting closer and closer. In the end, I'm like, please stop, please.
I didn't know how to stop mine when I was doing it. It was like, it's a scary experience.
But that was a few years.
Unbelievable how quick they go, and especially the flat ones as well. What sort of speeds would they go at, Al? The top?
35, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Sprinters fly, they're gone.
5 furlongs.
Yeah, and you can't hold them, some of them. They're just, they're so tight and boom, off they go. Others you have to just, that's the great thing about racing. You got to understand the horse, how he likes to relax, how he's comfortable.
That's what AP said, didn't he?
Some like to be up front with no horse around them, let them bowl along. Others like to be covered up.
I suppose it's like a human being. They have their mood swings, don't they? I should imagine, Al. Some are more calmer than others, and you just got to try and get the best out of them.
See, I tend to. I'm not a sprinter, Ray. I go for it early doors and fade and go
You're
to bed.
fader.
Well, you're a stayer.
Yes.
You're a stayer. You have a few.
National
you get the taste, and then it's right. Where we going, boys? Where are we going? Where in Cheltenham are we going?
No, Alan. I was being a good boy all week, I tell you. Well, it sounds like I haven't been because of you, but I have been. I've been very good.
Now, all week we've been getting tips from AI instead of Rupert Ding Dong Bell. The technology started the week with 2 out of 2 winners, but they fell short yesterday after predicting, was it Fergus, wasn't it, I think?
They come about fifth, didn't it? Fourth or fifth.
Oh, the winner. By the way, the winner had all the form. Fell had all the form.
Brilliant.
Absolutely bolted up. And I think Gallopin is going to do the same today.
Do you reckon?
I think he's going to bolt up.
The one that's really let me down this week was John Bomb, really.
Well, he missed
it.
Ray, he missed it at the start.
Yeah,
he likes to be up there freewheeling, what we've just been talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, the horse have gone for to try and get him back on track today is Royal Margot in the 240. That's the AI, Royal Margot in the 240s. The problem is with AI, when it comes to animals, you don't know if the horse is feeling all right. Do you know what I mean? It's all right looking at the form, but the horse might have, don't know, travelled over badly, doesn't like the going. How does that know?
Well, we'll have a little go anyway, Al. We'll find out what sort of, you don't know what price it is.
I fancy Royal Shabley today, Ray, I think, rather than Royal Margot.
What time, 8 o'clock?
No, later on. By the way, that was a great day again yesterday.
No,
but God, did you go on? You're meant to do one story.
No,
Ray.
you've done 3.
No, I didn't.
I was surprised you threw another one in at the end. I was just about to stop and go back to me seat, and then you threw another story in. Oh, you're a nightmare. They nearly missed the first race because of you.
Back to football, despite losing at Ibrox the 4th game in a row, Rangers made it a clean sweep of British sides making it in the last 8 of the Europa League, knocked out Josie's Fernandes on penalties. Here's what the interim boss, who's a real good player, Barry Ferguson, made of it all afterwards.
Where did I start? I actually thought we played well, if I'm being honest with you. I think just watching back there, the 2 goals, we can do better. But one thing I've got to say about my group of players is, and it's something that's been labelled against them, is they showed character. It's easy to go, feel sorry for yourself, but they kept going, took it into extra time, and obviously you get into the penalty situation, and I thought we handled that very well. Jack obviously making some brilliant saves. Giannis is a bit disappointed in there with missing his penalty, but listen, that's part of football. But look, the main objective was to make sure I got this club into the last 8, and that's something that we've done.
And of course, a big weekend coming up for Barry Ferguson. Look, the league's over, don't worry about that. But if Rangers can go to Parkhead, East End of Glasgow, and get a result against Celtic, people will say, give him the job, give him the job.
So, he's done a good job.
Yeah, well, so
speaks
far,
well.
Long way. Oh, no, listen, he's a
good player.
He's a nice guy, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know him that well like Ali does, but nice fella. He was at Blackburn, wasn't he? But he was elegant as a footballer.
Good player,
midfield,
very good player.
Okay, so let's get more on this. The man who was watching it all for talkSPORT. Very good morning. David Tanner. David, morning.
Morning, David.
Good morning to you guys. And I must say, whoever does the talkSPORT makeup has made you two look magnificent today. I'm assuming you were up late last night. You might have been 1 or 2, but you've been great, lads.
Obviously, that wine bar you're in, David, has got good television, because I'd say we're struggling a wee bit, but especially Ray. Oh, dear.
Oh, I'm fine. David, I'm fine, mate. I promise you.
David, a big week for Rangers, right? And they've done it before. They've won in Europe and then gone to Parkhead or they've beaten Celtic. So, from a Barry Ferguson point of view, you know, you imagine a few weeks ago where Rangers were going. It was unbelievable. Queen's Park, Motherwell, St Mirren. And now all of a sudden, bang, you know, through to the next round of the European Cup. They've got Celtic the weekend, so he's got to be very happy with himself.
Oh, what a scalp for him as well. Going there when there was chaos and shambles everywhere. And he knocks Jose Mourinho, the most experienced manager in Europe now, I suppose, out of a European competition. The Knicks owners, I'm told, were represented in the boardroom last night at San Francisco 49ers. They all have heard Ibrox and seen Ibrox at its very best. Admittedly, it was a nervy crowd at times, but what an audience, what an atmosphere at times during that game last night. So for Barry Ferguson to go in there as interim manager, he knows he's in there for 3 months, he said so last night, to go and get that scalp is unbelievable. And it's a Rangers team that showed much of the trends that have undermined them this season, in that they were terrific for the first half last night, but couldn't finish. The second half, they couldn't get the ball. It wasn't that they couldn't keep the ball, they couldn't get the ball off of Fenerbahce, you know. So we saw it all last night. and they're through. And
were they a wee bit fortunate then, David? Were we saying they were a wee bit lucky or not?
Well, Josie said after the game, he said to us after the game that they were the better team, Fenerbahce, and he was right. They were the better team for much of it, but they got to penalties, and as we say in penalties, anything can happen. Jack Butland has had a season of calamities. Even in the last leg, he took out one of his own players, and Robin Propper, and totally sparkled him when he came out of his box when he should have stayed in there. But for him to get 2 saves last night will do him the world of good as well, because he's had a really torrid season at times on the back of making a mistake in last year's Scottish Cup final. So what a night for him. The 2 big saves. You could see how much it meant to him as well. You could see how much it meant to the players after the game. And I think it gives them a shot in the arm. As you rightly say, they've got Celtic coming up on Sunday. The defender, Leon Balogun, volunteered to us when he spoke to us in the mix after the game last night. He said Celtic will be rubbing their hands that we've had to go to extra time a couple of days before an Old Firm game. I think he's right about that. However, he was also right to say that the shot in the arm that the players will get from this, it'll remind them that they can, they do have something about them, And I suppose they're lucky they're not playing at Ibrox, because they've been red rotten in the last 4 games there.
And we got some Rangers fans at Parkhead as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That will add to the atmosphere. There's no doubt about that. It's been years since we had away fans at Old Firm games. Sometimes the behaviour's not been great. Sometimes I quite like having no away fans because it's been, some of the behaviour from particularly the younger, these ultras has been really poor. It's been awful, in fact. But it'll add to the atmosphere. They'll know who's in there, and it's going to be a special occasion. But of course, it means nothing to Celtic, because they had this title won before Christmas.
And David, they'll be looking forward to that Bilbao game now, won't they? I mean, look, you've got Spurs still in the tournament. You've got Manchester United, who had a good result last night. So potentially it could be a Manchester United Rangers, isn't it? Semi-final, which would be brilliant for the fans.
Yeah, it'd be unbelievable. Listen, they've got Bilbao at Ibrox first next month, and then they're off to the Basque Country. I think they would have preferred it the other way around. However, they're in there. They've got a chance. Maybe Barry Ferguson can keep building the confidence. Bilbao dismantled Roma. So I think Jose Mourinho was quick.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really tough. But listen, it keeps their season going, Ray, for another month, because the season in the league, if I say, has been over since last year. They've been knocked out of the cup by Queen's Park at home, and they lost the Scottish
Unbelievable, Unbelievable.
Yeah, so they lost the Scottish Cup, League Cup rather, final to Celtic in penalties, when, by the way, Jack Butland didn't get close to any of the penalties. So for him to do that last night, as I say, it just gives them something to cling on to for the next month, and that, I think, is going to be crucial for the new owners and for Barry Ferguson, if he's to be there longer than 3 months.
Nice one, David. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you, David Tanner there up in Glasgow. There you go. Let's look ahead to what's coming up in the show with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Find everything you need for your landscaping project in stock and available for delivery. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm so pleased you're okay, Ray. I was really worried about you.
I've been sitting outside your house for 20 minutes. We was getting worried. We was going to have to...
What was that club called again? How long were you in there for? We're going to be joined for the final 2 hours of the show by a man who revealed at the festival last year how he and Fergie, Sir Alex, would spend their time together.
And I'll be on the phone having a bet, he'll be having a bet with me. And suddenly I'm there one day and I can hear the players coming in, right? They've got about 2 to jump, 3 to jump somewhere. And I said, Alex, I've got to go, I can hear the... No, he said, I've only got 3 to jump. It was all right for him. If I'd have had his team, I'd have probably sat in here and watched the 3:30. I mean,
Former Spurs, West Ham, Saints, Pompey boss Harry Redknapp will be with us from 8. Looking forward to that. Big style. Also going to be joined by a man who's received nominations for 5 British Academy Television Awards and 2 British Academy Film Awards. Stephen Graham, big Liverpool fan, will join us. That was a look ahead with Travis Perkins. It's coming up. talkSPORT Travel 6:46.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Join the club and get low trade prices. Find out more at travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Can they prove that City's breaches caused that loss? How much did the Erik ten Hag venture cost Manchester United? There's a proposal to ban state-controlled clubs from English football.
This isn't about Edu not believing in the Arsenal project, it's perhaps about Edu wanting more power.
Good morning, 9 minutes before 7 o'clock, talkSPORT Breakfast, Alan Brazil and Ray, Nightclub Parlour. Time now, take a look at this week's EFL action in partnership with McDonald's.
EFLers on talkSPORT. With McDonald's, order McDelivery on the McDonald's app and get reward points too. 18 plus participating restaurants. Delivery fees and terms apply. See mcdonalds.com.
can you not love the EFL when it throws up moments like this?
Here's Hogg! Deeney! Do not scratch your eyes! You are really seeing the most extraordinary finish here!
They said it's offside, hit me, I didn't. I hit it twice, hit me, bobbed up, that's why I done Foster. It's a joke.
Sheffield Wednesday have done it! They've pulled it back in these playoffs! Windass! Quite simply, destined to be from Team Windass.
We're in London, hey? We're in London, aren't we?
And Aston Villa have scored an uncontested goal, and I've never seen that happen before either.
It's never over till it's over in the Championship. Must I forever be a beggar?
Do you know what's funny? I just heard Dean Windass, his name there. Dino was talking about Dean, wasn't he, yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
It was so funny. He's a character, by the way. Wow.
No, he's good.
Okay, and yesterday I sat with my friend, come down. Had a quick glass of wine and went off to corporate. Massive Leeds fan. And he was in despair last week. Now he's...
Well, yeah, they beat Millwall, didn't they, 2-0? And I think they've got their way out to QPR.
Not easy, not easy.
The Sheffield derby, though, isn't it? Sheffield
It's a cracker. Well, all eyes will be on Hillsborough, and this is a hard game this Sunday. Wednesday, take on Sheffield United, a huge Steel City derby. For more on this, let's hear from talkSPORT supporter Alan Biggs. Morning, Al.
Morning, Alan.
What to expect from a Sheffield derby? Well, intensity for sure. Don't bank on entertainment, though. Just one goal in the last 4. That was scored by Sheffield United's Tyrese Campbell in November to end a run of 3 wretched 0-0s. Campbell, the Blades' top scorer, in a team that strangely is lagging a goal behind Sheffield Wednesday's tally of 53 this season, despite being 9 places higher in second. But defensively, no comparison. That's why Chris Wilder's side are to the fore, also top of the away table in the Championship, while Danny Rawls' team are second bottom of the home table. But the brilliant youngster Jaidi Gassama, allied to those evergreen talents Barry Bannon and Josh Windass, will pose a genuine threat. And the law of averages suggests Wednesday a due result against the team in the top 4, having lost all 7 so far this season. Their lingering playoff hopes depend upon it. But you know, you can throw all of the above out of the nearest window. As ever, the only safe thing to say, too close to call.
Right, Ray. Shaban, where's the connection between Rome and Sheffield?
They're a Roman town.
Ray?
I haven't got a clue.
Don't say they make forks and...
Come on. What is it?
Both built around Seven Hills.
Oh, very good, Alan.
Weird knowledge you've got. Love that.
Very, very.
I don't know where it comes from, but I just something.
Just,
you know.
Don't know the results last night, but you know that.
Just going back to that Sheffield derby, I always remember 1993, Al. It was really weird because we played Sheffield Wednesday in the League Cup final and the FA Cup final. And the semi-finals were Sheffield United v Sheffield Wednesday and Arsenal v Spurs. Wow. Both at Wembley. Amazing.
Wow.
So,
do you know a great game, Ray? I was
had a great team back
to someone
for Wednesday
in corporate yesterday, and they were talking about it was an Albion fan, West Brom. That game in 1978 when Ipswich beat Arsenal in the final. What a game that was!
Yeah,
West Bromwich Albion, Ipswich. Remember John Weil and Brian Talbot split their heads.
Yes.
What a game that was, by the way.
They had a good team as well. Brian Robson, wasn't he?
Oh, great side. Okay, that was a look at this weekend's EFL action. Thanks to McDonald's. Now, Shaban, what you got for us?
Just taking a look at the Sun front page this morning. It's a special with Prince William, and the headline on the front page of the Sun is "Why I Fell in Love with Aston Villa. I belong there. I'm passionate. Match rituals with the kids." He says, "If I'm watching Villa on the telly and they're not doing well, he moves his children around the house and hope that it'll change the team's luck."
No way.
Yeah, that's his weird ritual that he's got. Did you ever have any pre-match rituals with the kids? Or
no.
You have to, like, I don't know, like touch them on the head like 3 times or
By
something?
the way, now you mentioned Villa, it should be stated and said, Gabby yesterday said...
Where'd he go?
Exactly. He said, just go for a quick wee-wee, and we'll never seen him again.
He's like, he was definitely a Claypole.
He does that all the time, doesn't he? Poof, he's gone.
Dropped his shoulder.
Honestly, what a nightmare he is, mate.
He was home at 11:15 in the morning.
I know he's got to see his kids more, but that's taking it.
Prince William also talks about going into the England dressing room after they lost the Euros final to Italy. He said it was the hardest changing room atmosphere he's ever had to encounter. He says he tries to create Ronaldo's goal celebration when he plays with the kids. He says he pulls his hammy every time. Really nice stuff in The Sun today about Prince William. But today, Alan Brazil has made it to 5 days on the radio, 4 days of Cheltenham. We were out speaking to the punters heading up here to Cheltenham, and they're very, very proud of you, Alan, for being here, but they're more wanting to give all the credit to one special lady in your life. Here you go.
Oh, no.
Have you got any words of encouragement and well done for him?
I don't know who he is, but I'm proud of him. And keep going.
Well done, Jill. All the best with that. Has Jill been out doing his frosties, though? Has he had his frosties? As long as he's had his frosties, he's well fed, he's ready to go for the day, isn't he? So.
Do you not think she sounds like the perfect wife?
Absolutely.
Do you get your frosties in the morning?
No. Can I marry Jill? His, like, succulent red face, his incredible... I don't know, his opinions on, like, football, like, is what I strive to be. Is his wife called Jill? Yeah. Is she here today? I want to thank her for her service to like him. It's like it's making like the man that he is today. I don't know. He's like a wonderful human.
Big question if he does, but he is. Yeah, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
And what about his wife? I think she might be even greater.
I've never met her personally, but yeah, she seems like a lovely woman.
His wife? I don't know. Is she here as well? I don't know. It depends how loose on the rein she wants to be, whether she wants to let him go wild or not.
10 minutes doesn't count tomorrow. He's got to be here all day. It does not count.
There should be like a Wife of the Year award, and she'd have won that 50 times over, right?
Yeah, wow. She does everything in their house, doesn't she? Yeah, dream wife. She picks him up every day.
Wow.
Is she here? She's the bird at the end.
On talkSPORT. With McDonald's, there's nothing quite like a McDelivery. You in? 18 plus participating restaurants. Delivery fees and terms apply. See mcdonalds.com.
Well, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, turns out the secret to making Man United play better is to call them not good enough and underpaid. Who'd have thought?
The match ball for Bruno Fernandes, some respite for Manchester United and a place in the Europa League quarter-finals.
They play Lyon in the next round, and Ruben Amorim admitted in times of trouble his hat-trick scoring captain was the only man for the job.
When we need it, he's always there. In the set pieces, he can change position, he can bring the ball forward, he can score goals, he can make transitions like he showed today in the last 10 minutes of the game.
Spurs are also through to the last 8, and they did it in their trademark way. That's right, by making it as hard as possible for themselves. A 3-2 aggregate win for Ange's side. At least he's finally happy.
I've always been positive.
Positively grumpy, maybe?
My mood's not dictated by outside, it's dictated by internal things, and I've never wavered from the fact that I think I've said consistently that when we're at our best, we can compete with anyone.
Well, the good news is, if Ange ever does leave, this man told us he wants to go back to Spurs.
The day that I left, I was thinking, I would love to one day to come back to Tottenham, because, like I told in the past, or I said, for me, I felt empty in the moment that I leave.
Elsewhere, can you believe it? Some people actually take joy in Jose Mourinho's misfortune. A good night for Rangers, a penalty shootout win for the Scots. Mourinho was saying some weird things about his own side's lack of penalties during normal time, though.
If you don't get 3, you get 2. If you don't get 2, you get 1. If you don't get 1 of 3, everything is strange.
Ah yes, that famous philosophical saying.
We played a fantastic match. Only one team played, only one team scored, only one team deserves to score more, only one team deserves to win after 90 minutes.
Only one team actually won. Sorry, Jose. His former side Chelsea faced Legia Warsaw in the quarter-finals of the Conference League after victory at Stamford Bridge. Stay tuned for all the reaction to Thomas Tuchel's first England squad, and make sure you're tuned in for the Cheltenham Gold Cup too, brought to you live on talkSPORT at 4 p.m.
First hour's flown by, isn't it?
We weren't here for half an hour.
40 minutes, sorry.
I can't believe you got congratulations off Will because you turned up to work. That's unbelievable.
Thank you for Chris Evans as well. He was on standby, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, to be fair, Al, we was waiting outside your house for at least 20 minutes.
You go.
Jill was watching TV downstairs. That's when Ed was looking through the window. And then we was going, where is he? And when we got into the
It does that
van,
tonight, by the way.
When we got into the van,
at 10 o'clock, he's peeping.
Peeping Ed. That's his new nickname, Peeping Ed.
Anyway, move on.
Does every night.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark Awards Week. Save up to £1,000 selected cars this week. Arsenal Invincible Ray, nightclub Parlour with me on the way for you this morning. We're going to be joined the Coral Box, former Spurs West Ham boss, Harry Redknapp, for the final 2 hours of the show. Will he get a festival winner today? We hope so. We'll ask a man who made more than 200 appearances for Newcastle United, Lee Clark, if the tune can end the 70th year trophy drought this weekend. down at Wembley. And Thomas Tuchel reveals his first England squad this morning. We'll be bringing that around 9 a.m. Legendary actors Stephen Graham and Ashley Walters will tell us all about the new Netflix drama. And Ray's been a busy boy. For the rest is history. Stay tuned for a Cheltenham special. But now, though, Spurs and United have just about kept their seasons alive last night.
When the Spurs go marching in, sing the home supporters, they want to be marching all the way.
And 8.5 minutes in, a massive moment in Manchester United's season. Now Mikael Oyarzabal can give Sociedad the aggregate lead, and he's got it in the bottom right-hand corner.
Dominic Solanke into Odegaard, and Tottenham are level in the tie.
Bruno Fernandes has scored his last 11 in games and shootouts for Manchester United. Runs up, hits it right-footed, make that 12.
And a mistake by Burfell, and Kopp Miners has scored. Makes it Tottenham 2, Arsenal 1.
Squeezing it through, and Dorgo is brought down, and Real Sociedad are down to 10 men.
It does give you that feeling like job done. It feels like it.
Garnacho, here's Bruno on a hat-trick.
Goal.
Delivered.
There's a difference.
And United are in the last 8.
And surely it's going to be tapped in by Odegaard. And Tottenham's 2-goal lead is reinstated.
Work it back, and Dallo fires it into the roof of the net for 4.
Well, this European adventure for Spurs looks like it will continue at least for another round.
As Manchester United embark on a European quarter-final. Manchester United 4, Real Sociedad 1, and United have won 5-2 on aggregate.
So Tottenham, kept their season alive. An early 3-1 win over AZ Alkmaar from Holland. It meant Big Anshai progressed to the quarterfinals 3-2 on aggregate as he got one step closer to fulfilling his comments that he always wins something in his second season. By the way, it was a bold statement. I hope they do it.
Well, yeah, you've got to be confident as a manager when you're going into a club, but it's a little bit easy, isn't it, to win trophies up in Scotland, I should imagine?
Steady.
Then it is. Well, it is, Al, come on. Especially if you're at Celtic, who dominate, probably. Dominate Celtic or Rangers. But other than that, but he's made that statement.
I think though, in Australia, and especially, I think he won it in Japan as well, didn't he?
You don't want to put too much pressure on yourself.
I don't know too much about, the Japanese league, how strong it is, but I think he won over there.
Well, Arsene Wenger, the year before we went unbeaten, he said this team can go unbeaten. So, look, you've got to be confident with your own ability and what you can bring to the players. But it's not been a great season for Spurs. They prefer to admit that. But if they can go all the way, Al, and I think the bookmakers have got them as favourites, then it's been a fantastic season because it could be in Champions League football if they won it and won a trophy.
What did I hear yesterday? I tell you what I did. You just reminded me. It won't be next year, but very soon, the Qataris are going to buy...
Yeah, will we? Yeah, we got the heads up there, didn't we?
Let's get thoughts of a man who knew where the back of the net was, of course, for Tottenham, well, for everywhere he went. A very good morning, Clive Allen. Hiya, Clive.
How you doing, Clive?
Good morning, Alan. Good morning, Ray. Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Clive, what sort of game was it? So Tottenham march on, the favourites to win it. Can they win it, Clive?
I have to believe so. I think it was a performance where they got the job done, got in front, 2-0 advantage. Then AZ pegged us back, so it was level on the night for a little while before Odegaard scored his second. I thought there was some very good moments in the game. There was a few nervy ones, but I think that's Spurs this season.
I think Clive's Son was a little bit more sharper, wasn't he? Especially in that first half. He was running at players. He was trying to make things happen. And you could argue he hasn't been as good as he is. I know he set his bar so
good
high.
Against Ipswich, Ray.
Yeah, I mean, he set the bar so high with his performances. But they maybe have dropped off a little bit. But I thought he was very good last night, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I think with a number of players coming back, Ange's had the opportunity to just take him out of games for a little while, give him a little bit of a break, just boost everybody's energy levels, which has been needed because of the intensity of the games and the lack of players available. I think Van der Ven and Romero back at the heart of the defence was certainly a real confidence booster for everybody. And with Van der Ven and Romero there to the end of the season. I just think everybody's hoping it's going to be, a great end to what has been an indifferent campaign.
Yeah, London Derby coming up as well, Clive, coming up. Fulham have had a real good season so far. This is not going to be easy, is it, the Cottage?
No, there's no easy game in the Premier League, as we know. Fulham are in good form, but I just think off the back of this Europa League victory, the whole place was alive last night. There was a great atmosphere. Everybody enjoyed it. They knew how important it was to get the result. So I think it's lifted everybody, and hopefully we're going to have a really strong finish to the end of the season.
Maddison, good play from Solanke, wasn't it, Clive, for his goal? And he was very happy. He looked like he was very happy to get on that score sheet. And, he needs to have a good end to the season now, doesn't he, Maddison, in that midfield area to push maybe Spurs to winning that trophy?
Absolutely, Ray. I think, he's one of those players that can dominate midfield. He's creative and he will pop up with important goals. So that was a big one. That second goal was so vitally important to give us the lead at that point in the game. Combined well with Son. I think, just the opportunity now for Ange with the players coming back from injury, some of them from a long-term injury. It's going to take them a few weeks just to get there, but 3 weeks away from the Eintracht quarter-final, I think everybody should be up to speed for that.
Do you know what? Fancy Thomas to knock out the Germans. I really do. They could certainly make a final here, Clive. Whether United are going to get there remains to be seen. But Tottenham can win this. They're bookies' favourites. Yeah,
it looks obviously they've got Eintracht, and it will be Eintracht away in the second leg. Won't be easy. Need a good home result in the first leg, and then the possibility maybe of Lazio in the semi-final. So. Could be Manchester United in the final. That would be something.
Just quickly, Clive, I'm sure you've seen the games on the Tuesday and Wednesday with the Champions League. Who do you fancy for that? Because that was a hell of a result for PSG, beating Liverpool, and it really sets it up now. And look, they've got them as favourites now, PSG. Do you fancy them to go all the way as well?
Yeah, they've obviously PSG changed track. A lot of very young, talented players. I think Luis Enrique has done a brilliant job with them. That was a massive result. I think everybody felt and thought that Liverpool would be the favourites. You can never look past Real Madrid. I think the way that they play with the experience they have in that competition. But if anybody beats them, they'll win it.
Clive, London Derby, as I say, at the weekend. Listen. Tottenham just need a little bit, a few wins before the Eintracht game. And Ange, look, he's been under pressure, hasn't he? There's no doubt about it. And you can tell in his voice he's under pressure. But should they succeed and get to a final and win the final, wow, it's all forgotten. It's amazing how football can change just like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the result last night, everybody knew how massive it was going to be in terms of how the season was going to unfold. We're alive and kicking, and I think everybody's excited about it. And just said all along, he wins something in his second season, and it's still on, Alan. It's still on. That's good to hear.
Clive, nice one, mate. Have a great weekend. See you soon.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you, Clive Allen there. You mentioned alive and kicking. We've got a bit of Simple Minds in the show today. It's Friday. Jim and Charlie Burchill, 7:15.
not just her, but the whole squad are underperforming.
I've been there, I've been that statistic. I think it's something like 1 million girls in the UK drop out of sport every year.
Hello and welcome back to the Kickback.
You look a wee bit heavy, Callum.
Wait, that?
Oh, you've come in to start our hair.
Yes, Gold Cup Day here at Cheltenham. By the way, have you noticed the covering? So it's been really cold last night.
I showed you that, didn't I?
I've not seen that earlier.
I've never seen it before.
In the week? No.
Well,
So it
every
must
year
have
we've
been
been
really,
here.
really cold.
Yeah, it was very cold this morning.
And it's Gold Cup. I do fancy Galopine Deschamps.
I think we're going to go on that, aren't we?
After fact of foul, you got to go with in the big races, you go with the quality.
Well, you're winning a fortune at the moment, isn't it?
I am
You
not
told your
winning.
wife?
I am not winning.
Jill, you've sorted Jill out
By
a
the
few
way,
quid? Well, how much you won yesterday?
She's getting out of order. She's dipped in my pockets. You got to go to bed now. I wake up in the morning, there's nothing in there. I'm like, there's 20 quid. I'm like,
Got to get a better hiding place, Al. It's very easy.
It's not easy after a bottle of wine.
Well, you just got to find a better hiding place, and you seem to be. Well, you win plenty of money this week, so you've done well, haven't you?
Yeah, but I heard you say.
Here we go.
I'm
going to be in trouble again in a minute.
So, Mark, I need a bigger safe.
No, I don't. No, I ain't done my invoice yet.
Right, Ray Party Parlour pulled out of a club this morning. Manchester United are through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, beating Sociedad 5-2 across 2 legs. They'll set up a date in France with Lyon, by the way. That's a tricky
game. Very tricky. Yeah, that had a really good result. But look, all you can do, Al.
Do you know Lyon's the gastronomy? Was it? How'd you say that, Shaman? What am I asking you for? It's the foodie capital of France, not Paris. Lyon's, where all the top Michelin star restaurants are.
Is it?
Gastrointestinal.
No. Gastronomy, isn't it? Something like that. Anyway, it's now. The reason why I know that, in 1981 we played Saint Etienne, which is very close to Lyon. But all the big hitters who come and followed Ipswich all went into Lyon.
I'm trying to think if I've
to eat
played
the restaurants. The best chefs have all got restaurants in Lyon. And Lyon is the foot of the Alps. That's where you go up to Courchevel, to Meribel. Beautiful.
We bought a very good player from Lyon back in the day, Sylvain Waltord.
Oh, did you?
Frenchman, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good player.
Okay, the Saturday in France with Lyon. Have a listen, though, to Michael, the Man United fan. He called, who was it? Oh, yeah, Jermaine Pennant. He called Jermaine Pennant and the Chunk last night on the Numpty bar. Did I hear Amelia talk about numpties this morning? Something about they took someone to court for calling him a numpty. It's discrimination. What a load of tosh. He had a very strange reaction to winning last night. Have a listen to Michael.
I'm not happy if we win it because they're just going to do exactly what happened under Ten Hag. Oh, it's not the players' fault. It's okay. We can just paint it over and put blue plasters over it. You know, we've got to clear the dead wood out.
What are you on about, mate? Yeah, we understand.
Players will turn up for one game at a time, but not consistent.
Right, look, there is a lot of dead wood there. You do need to freshen up, but for players that you've got to get to a final and maybe win it is amazing. No one's going to think if you win it, oh my God, all these players are amazing. Mike, are you telling me you don't want Man United to win the Europa League?
Yeah, I'd rather set out this season. I'd rather now concentrate. Okay, we're 14th in the Premier League. What is disgusting by the team standard. I'd rather just let it go and just concentrate.
What do you mean, let it go? What are you talking about, Mike? If you win the Europa League, you get Champions League football. It's worth 50, 60 million quid, if not more.
Yeah, okay, down to money. Yeah, financially, yeah, but when
you won the Europa League,
that can draw you
trophy.
Ain't gonna be enough. Look what Man United have got to do.
Oh, Michael there. By the way, boys, I don't want to upset your morning, but Deadwood come in when he looked at you two, by the way, right? So, did you see Jamie was falling asleep there, wasn't he?
Oh, well, I think I'm with Jamie on that front. I mean, is he mad? He do get some weirdos on
it's an empty bar, isn't it?
Oh, mate. Of course you want to win the Europa League.
They're all hammered when they ring up that show, aren't they?
Oh, well, I don't know if they put it on. I mean, where do they find these callers from?
You got to be careful here because the magistrate's just walked in. What did you get up to last night?
Who?
Rupert.
Where did Rupert go last night? He drinks too quick, doesn't he, Rupert? That's what I've been told.
He's going to dish out some sentences in a moment. Look.
Very smart, Rupert. Very, very smart.
Shaban, what you got for us?
By the way, the numpty story, you're right. A man took a policeman took another policeman to court for calling him a numpty twice during his time.
A policeman on a policeman?
Yeah.
Well, that just sums them up,
You're being caught every week, girl.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, the world hasn't gone nuts, though. The case was dismissed. The judge said it was used as light-hearted banter. Otherwise, Jamie and Jason would have a case against
you. But is numpty in the dictionary? Numpty's a Glasgow saying, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Numpty. You should trademark that, actually. Yesterday, Al, we were out and about meeting your fans of Cheltenham who adore you for your love of the races. Yeah. Oh, come on. Your love of the races, the chat on the radio. But there was one man, Ray, who we spoke to yesterday, who doesn't know Alan Brazil for the radio or for the Cheltenham patter. He knows him because of his football career. Listen to this.
That's good.
I remember Alan playing for United. And this is 84, I'm thinking 84. He scored a hat-trick. No. Yeah, against Burnley. Burnley, I'm fairly certain, without Googling this, this is United 4-2, Burnley League Cup, second round.
Oh,
I Turf Moor, but I think it was 2 goals, not 3.
Oh, still good, Al.
That was Brian.
How many hat-tricks did you score?
Brian, you may be right, but I'm sure my head tells me it was 2 goals.
How many hat-tricks did you score in your career? Did you score any?
Yeah. Well, I got 5 in one game.
Yeah,
that counts as a hat-trick, right?
Double hat-trick. You should have had it. Why did you square it?
I know, because I was on my right foot. That's what.
So what?
And you got a hat-trick, didn't you, for Arsenal?
I've got 2 in my career, which was very... No, it's very... I feel I've still got the ball somewhere. Have you still got the ball? You won't have the ball, no chance.
No.
Did you take the ball home?
No, what happened?
You're allowed to take the ball home.
Hold on, what happened was I got 3 with 1 ball and they get kicked over the stand, and I get 2 with it, and I ended up getting both balls. The one I got 3 was someone gave me back a week later.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, no way. Do you still have those balls?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I've still got balls.
When he checked it
Only
before.
Just, yeah.
Why did you look down below then?
They're sagging a bit, Shaban. Not for a while, Ray. And now, Shaban,
not for a while.
Drop me out now. Thanks for that.
All right, okay, Shaban. Just tell me you went home, innit? 7:20.
No balls, please.
Cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know, here's the tale. Tennis has its roots in 12th century France when people used to make balls from all sorts. Cork, wool, chalk, animal fur and even human hair. Uniformity was found centuries later when people started making balls out of something called vulcanized rubber, invented in the US. But the balls kept on breaking, so a British lawyer, who also loved tennis, suggested they put a flannel covering on the outside, and thus the tennis ball as we know it was born. One problem, it was either white or black. And when the controller of BBC Two, Sir David Attenborough, decided Wimbledon would be shown in colour on the BBC in 1967, no one could actually see the balls on telly. So the International Tennis Federation went away and created a new colour called Optic Yellow, which would show up without the need for a 4K LED display. Not that anyone had that in the 1960s, of course. Since then, all tennis balls have been covered in that material and have their trademark colour for that exact reason. Amateur tennis players and dogs worldwide are forever grateful. You could say the ITF aced it.
Good morning, 7:33, talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's Rewards Week. Choose from 3 rewards when you buy a car today. Ray, Party Parlour, Brazil here. We're all set for the final day of Cheltenham Gold Cup Day. talkSPORT brings you every race live from 1 p.m. And here's how it all unfolded on day 3 with Rupert Malbec Bell.
Entitlement and Rachel Blackmore are storming up the hill, but I don't think they're going to have enough to get to 6.5. Maybe wrong here, because 6.5 is eating up the ground and has snatched it on the line. Air of entitlement, brilliant, getting up there to win.
So it's a bit of a quiet meeting if Rachel Blackmore doesn't have a winner.
It's contemptuous, it's arrogant, fact to file, too good, ears pricked. That was a demolition job with a gallant Hartwood, a well-beaten second, M.Y. Allen in third, and then Protectorat. But as arrogant as victory, as you will see at Cheltenham.
Yeah, fantastic performance from Fact to File. He was looming up ominously, wasn't he? He travelled so well.
It's the 2 horses in the same ownership now. Rachel Blackmore may just have got Bob Ollinger up in front of Tiapu. Bob Ollinger, my goodness me, this could be a stunning exhibition of riding once again from Rachel Blackmore. A brilliant, a double on the day. Rachel Blackmore.
What did you call Factor Fell there? Ears pricked, sorry. Right, okay. Commentator Rupert Bell and Lizzie alongside us. 2-time Cheltenham race winner Lizzie Kelly with us now. Good morning, guys. How are we?
Morning.
Good morning.
How did 6.5 get beat?
Yeah, it was
unbelievable.
Yeah, disappointing.
Even Rupert, you sounded a bit surprised. Was they up the hill? Ain't going to get there. Then all of a sudden, he's going to get there.
Well, yes, but obviously the connections of the second horse, they were bitterly disappointed. But Rachel Blackmore knows how to get a horse to run for her. So, but no, in the end, it was a great performance.
Lizzie, what would you say about that then? The favourite, he just didn't stay, or it was just unfortunate.
Yeah, just came across a better horse on the day. Like, you can't say he didn't stay. He never stopped going up the hill.
He was cantering, wasn't it, coming around the final bend?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a great ride, though, wasn't it? Because if you looked at the winner, 3 out, looked like they had no chance.
Yeah, I think the thing about Cheltenham that I love as a jockey is that it's very, you can win from anywhere. Like, tactics are interesting. Like, your Paul Carberry's, Davy Russell's, like, they always used to hold up and come with a late run. But you can win round here, like we saw Caldwell Potter do, from the front as well. It's, like, very equal in that way.
Well, Ray, you got to go back a few years now, but how did McCoy win in the Wichita lineman?
Well,
how coming round here, he is booting
whipping it,
kicking it. I thought he was going to pull up.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. One of the best rides I've ever seen.
Yeah, my parents trained the horse he beat.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I'll get your coat.
Heartbreaking the Kelly family.
Now it's time for our final curse of the racing commentator.
I put a spell on you. Cause you're mine.
Come on, Nina.
I always wait for a little...
sake, liven up, will you?
I'm always thinking of Little Sam when he comes on.
Last week, talkSPORT. Oh no, we're not doing that. We're going to discuss the commentary, right? In the final day of the Cheltenham Festival, here we go. The races we're going to preview this morning are the Mayor's Steeplechase, the Albert Bartlett Novices Hurdle, and of course the Cheltenham Gold Cup. To preview this race, we're pitting our talkSPORT racing commentators against each other. Excuse me, to pick the winners. A very good morning to Rupert Ding Dong Bell and Lizzie Kelly. Right. So, Lizzie, have we worked out the scores? Because yesterday they were wrong. I bet you haven't. They were right. So, Rupert's miles ahead. Are you sure they were right? All right, okay. So here's how it works. Rupert and Lizzie have 20 seconds to discuss 3 of the races that are live on talkSPORT. They need to select for us the winner of each race. They'll get 3 points for first and 1 point if the horse places. Yesterday, Lizzie picked the better of the two, but Rupert still leads 10-4, Lizzie.
I know.
Is this yours and quiet?
Can't believe that.
It's just terrifying, isn't it?
Well, it is, Lizzie. But at least he's better dressed this morning, isn't he?
Yeah, he is better dressed, yeah.
Honestly, he was still on the big issue yesterday outside. First race we're going to be picking up is the 240, the Mayor's Steeplechase, live on talkSPORT this afternoon. Lizzie, who do you fancy here?
I quite like Limerick Lace. She's a horse who's a course and distance winner. She won this last year. She's had 2 runs recently that probably haven't been brilliant. You know, she's not been up to score, but she, to be fair, ran in ground she probably wouldn't have really liked in the Betfair Chase around Haydock. I never really read into that form very much because horses can fall apart around there. She was a long way beaten by Allegory Devassi. She was 25 lengths behind her in a grade 3 at Fairy House, but she's got cheap pieces on today. We know that she obviously likes it around here, and Gavin Cromwell trains, so he does really well with his mares, but he's also had a good week here as well.
Yeah. Rupert, you look a bit bemused, so I'll tell you again, it's the 240 race we're talking about here.
Well, I wasn't sure. I never know until I come in and go, which race, and then I quickly panic and think, which one am I going to back? And I'm going to say, I can't even pronounce it. Allegory Devassi. Paul Townend, Willie Mullins has got some good form around here. Had a good run the other day. Dino Blue's probably going to go off favourite, but I'm going to go for another of the Willie Mullins horses, Allegory Devassi.
Lizzie, give you a right rollicking yesterday with your attire. Is that one of your coats or racing coats, or is it Grandad's, or is it Dad's? Come on, where did you find that one?
I've managed to inherit it from someone of my suitors as well, so I'm very grateful to this
looking very
late
smart,
cousin of mine. So
hold on a minute, your brother walks out of Savile Row, Michael Bell. Ollie's very smartly dressed. Are you the black sheep or something? What's going on here?
No, I'm not the black sheep of the family, but well, some people probably think I am. But anyway, you do anyway. But I know this. I'm very happy to wear these clothes.
Okay,
perfect fit.
Smart.
Perfect fit.
Next up, the 320, the Albert Bartlett, the Novices Steeplechase. Lizzie, who do we fancy here?
Okay, so for me, favourites this week have been a disaster. For everybody, favourites this week have been a disaster.
They haven't jumped, have they? Not really.
Albert Bartlett, 9 winners of the last 10 runnings have been 10-1 or more.
Wow.
So I just thought, right, I'm going to do something quite rogue. I'm going to look at much bigger prices. Sounds victorious, is an interesting each way. He was 4th in the champion bumper here last year.
Right.
He was a running on 5th in a Grade 1 at the Dublin Racing Festival over 2 mile 6 on his latest start. Patrick Mullins rides him, trained by Willie Mullins. Why not?
Rupert, that's called stats. Now, it's remarkable you're still in front. What do you fancy here?
Lucinda Russell's Derry Hassan Paddy, unbeaten. Lucinda Russell already with a winner this week. This could be a very exciting chase eventually. Obviously, this over hurdles, but Derry Hassan Paddy looks to be a very progressive type, and I think will run very
on
close
to the big one, Lizzie, the Gold Cup. This is difficult because Gallopin has done nothing really wrong around Cheltenham in previous years.
No, dual winner of the race the last 2 years. I wouldn't be betting in this race, but I'm absolutely hoping that Galopin de Champs wins this. I mean, he's one of my favourite horses in training. He has held his form really well. I don't think he's over that peak either. When we had Album Photo come back for a 3rd Gold Cup, I think he was over the peak, whereas this horse, he's still in the form of his life.
Is it a danger? Who's the danger?
I don't think that.
Just the fences?
I think the fences and maybe the ground.
Rupert.
Well, and bearing in mind they've covered the whole course with frost covers because it was pretty sharp this morning. I'm one probably at a price to maybe run on. Corbett's Cross, we know will stay, is a winner here, but not obviously in the Gold Cup. Lizzie's absolutely it's a love affair she has with Galopin de Champs, and I think we all want to see this horse win, Galopin de Champs. But if, for the sake of this competition, I'm going for Corbett's Cross each way. Maybe put the two in a forecast.
Okay.
Guys, have a great day. It's Gold Cup day. It's going to be busy. It's going to be lovely. That concludes day 4 of Curse of the Racing Commentator. Right, still to come on breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. From excavators to skips or cement mixers to pressure washers, Travis Perkins Hire has all your landscaping needs covered.
320.
Okay, former Tottenham boss Harry Redknapp will be joining us after Spurs booked a place in the Europa League quarter-final last night. Plus, he's another runner today and he'll be telling us if it's bound to be a winner. Harry.
I went back on the phone and bought the bleeding horse.
You did.
I hope the missus is not listening because she don't know about this one yet.
That is the yellow car, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Do you remember that movie, the Yellow Rolls Royce? Really old movie, great movie.
Oh.
Wherever it went in the world, it brought bad luck. So I hope your luck changes today, Harry. We're going to be joined by British acting royalty Stephen Graham and Ashley Walters. And in just over about an hour's time, we're going to find out who's made it into Thomas Tuchel's first England squad. That's coming up for you at 9 o'clock here on talkSPORT. All that and so much more to come. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins Hire. Do not go anywhere.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. It's easy to hire at Travis Perkins with a Travis Perkins trade account.
just her, but the whole squad are underperforming.
I've been there, I've been that statistic. I think it's something like 1 million girls in the UK drop out of sport every year.
Hello and welcome back to the kickback.
You look a wee bit heavy, Callum.
Wait, that?
Oh, you've come in to start our hair.
Good morning, Charlie. Morning, Jim. The Simple Minds, Hollywood Boys, Ray.
Yeah.
talkSPORT Breakfast, Ray Party Parlour alongside me. Some of the headlines this morning: Gavin Price beat Luke Littler 6-3 in the night 6 final in Nottingham. To win his second event. He's back, isn't he, Price? In the 2025 Premier League darts, but Price had high praise for this 18-year-old, saying afterwards, I think he will beat Phil Taylor's record of 16 world titles. There's nobody at the PDC at the moment that will stop him. What about that? Brilliant.
Amazing.
Lucas Glover's one of 3 players who hold a share of the lead. I forgot about this. It's Sawgrass. The opening round of the Players' Championship in Florida. Rory's a shot back.
Come on,
Do
Rory.
I fall for it again? Do I back Rory? Every time I do, he always has one round.
Exactly. But look, Rory's such a great player. He's due a win, though, isn't he?
I think so.
So I think he could be good.
I've got to do it.
Yeah, go for it, Al. Go for it.
Thomas Tuchel's first England squad for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers will be announced this morning. We'll cross to Faye Carruthers at Wembley just before 9 a.m. 2 uncapped players, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Dan Burn, are in contention to be in the squad. And we understand that Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers, Palace midfielder Adam Wharton will be included as well. Both England games, Albania and Latvia, will be live in talkSPORT. It's a couple of good starts for Thomas Tuchel. Game
yeah, I'm going to be at the Latvia game. That's on the Monday, Al, so I'm going to go to Wembley for that one.
How much?
With my England shirt on, cheering the lads on. But look, you don't really go by it. The tournament football's the one. You know, that is where everybody gets excited and expected to win both games. But you can have a good look at players. And I'm really pleased about Miles because he's had a really good season at Arsenal. He's stepped into left back and kept good players out the team. Zinchenko, people like that. So, and he's a young player. He wants to learn. And, you know, I'm really pleased that if he does get in that squad, he deserves it. And no one's too young. And they're fearless, these youngsters.
Right. Stuart's inquiry here, Ollie, my producer. Another manager in charge of a national team, the first time Maurizio Pochettino in the US, he joined Drive yesterday. Why is he doing Drive? Why is he doing Drive, Oliver? He's not his mate, he's my mate. No one asked me to ask him. I don't even want to hear him now, that's it. Now here's Maurizio.
Like Thomas, cannot watch all the games. You cannot be in all the stadium. You cannot be in every single situation. You need to trust in the player, in the people that work with you, to have a very good network that can provide the reality of what is going on in every single game. It's not only the quality or the talent of the player that you detect, if not the form that they have and how they are going to, to create this dynamic when you are going to play. That is that because that changed a lot, and you have a lot of players with the possibility to be called. That is why that you need to be very, very, very selective and very in a very good position to say that is for this game or for these months, that is a player that is performing in the best way. No?
Yeah, Mauricio Pochettino there on Virgin Radio yesterday. Now, for more on all the biggest stories of the day, head to talksport.com. First piece of silverware will be handed out at Wembley on Sunday. Liverpool, they take on Newcastle live on talkSPORT. So Arne Slot could pick up his first piece of silverware as Liverpool boss. The Premier League will surely follow afterwards. Wow, Newcastle could end 70 years of domestic hurt if they manage to lift the trophy on Sunday. Should be a cracking game. I fancy a real open game. Let's find out if they can do it with a man who played more than 200 times for the Toon. A very good morning, Lee Clark. Lee, how are we, pal?
How you doing, Lee?
Morning again, lads. You all right?
Lee, what's the local papers? What they saying? What sort of side can Newcastle muster?
I think it'll be very much similar to the one that was put out at the London Stadium on Monday evening. I think there's not many other options for Eddie with the few injuries and the Gordon suspensions. So I think what he started with there, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a starting 11 on Sunday afternoon.
Lee, obviously everyone's going to be looking at that centre-forward position, Isak v Van Dijk. What a matchup that is, and Isak, his movement. I watch him a lot off the ball, and his work rate is really good. So Van Dijk will be in for a tough afternoon. We all know he's a brilliant player, Van Dijk, and he's very, very important for Liverpool's side. So he's got to have a good game against Isak.
One of the big issues of the game, Reza. I mean, Isak up against Van Dijk, two top players in their positions. As you rightly said, his movement's terrific. He's a superb finisher. He brings other people into the game, and he does work extremely hard. He never gives a centre half a free header when the ball's in the air. He's always been competitive, and he works hard for the amount of ball he gets. So if he's firing on all cylinders, we do have a real good chance of ending that 70-year hoodoo.
Lee, what about midfield, the battling midfield? Can Newcastle win that?
It's the big area for me, Al. I think that's where the game will be won and lost. Tonali, Ramirez, Joe Linton against, McAllister, Slozerby, and Gravenbach, who's done unbelievable since being moved into that position in the sixth role for Liverpool. So that'll be a key area for me. Whoever dominates that, will probably go on to win the game, I think.
Lee, there's reports that later on today the England squad will be announced, and Dan Burn, who's been great for Newcastle, he could be back in that squad. It would be brilliant for him to get another cap for England.
Big Dan, that would be a sensational Ray. He's a great lad. Black and white through and through. I had him on loan when I was Birmingham City manager. He's an absolute diamond of a lad. I see him quite regular around the city. And he's been superb since he come, whether that be at left back. I mean, a 6'7" left back playing in the Premier League, we never thought we'd ever see that. But then since he's moved back to his normal position as a centre back, his consistency's been superb. And if anyone deserves that, it would be Dan, this call-up. And the whole city and everyone around the football club would be delighted. There would be no better recipient of the call-up than Dan, and with fingers crossed he does get that shout.
I tell you what, Lee, we spoke the other day about it, but in the corporate yesterday, there was a couple of Geordies come up to me. They just can't wait for the weekend.
Well, they can't get a ticket. One
had one didn't. Oh. He said, any chance? I said, how can I get you one? But they can't wait.
Mate, honestly, this place will be dead from Saturday onwards. There'll not be anybody left in the city. They'll all be going on their way down to London, The trains are all...
I don't know what you're laughing about, because I give them your number. I give them your mobile.
I wonder what the missed calls were through the night.
I take it you're going, Lee?
Yes,
you going down?
So. I am. I'm part of the talkSPORT team, Al, on Sunday. So, you know, for the commentary, and looking forward to that. And fingers crossed I can, you know, as a 52-year-old celebrate, as you said, 70 years the hoodoo since a domestic trophy. Let's get it done.
Listen,
Let's get it done.
Be some bus parade.
Obviously, I'll be listening. Links Bar, Aloha Pablo, Marbella. That's what I'll be watching. That's what I'll be watching, pal. I'll have a San Miguel por favor just for you, Lee Clark, if you win it.
Thank you, Al. Much appreciated.
See, pal. Enjoy.
Cheers, Lee.
Thanks, guys.
On the other side of the final, Stephen Graham, Big Red, is coming up around 8:45. Big Liverpool fan. Harry Redknapp coming up next for the next 2 hours. Brilliant. 3 minutes to 8.
Well, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, turns out the secret to making Man United play better is to call them not good enough and underpaid. Who'd have thought?
The match ball for Bruno Fernandes, some respite for Manchester United and a place in the Europa League quarter-finals.
They play Lyon in the next round, and Ruben Amorim admitted in times of trouble his hat-trick scoring captain was the only man for the job.
When we need it, he's always there. In a set pieces, he can change position, he can bring the ball forward, he can score goals, he can make transitions like he showed today in the last 10 minutes of the game.
Spurs are also through to the last 8, and they did it in their trademark way. That's right, by making it as hard as possible for themselves. A 3-2 aggregate win for Ange's side. At least he's finally happy.
I've always been positive.
Positively grumpy, maybe?
My mood's not dictated by outside, it's dictated by internal things, and I've never wavered from the fact, and I think I've said consistently that when we're at our best, we can compete with anyone.
Well, the good news is, if Ange ever does leave, this man told us he wants to go back to Spurs.
The day that I left, I was thinking, I would love to one day to come back to Tottenham, because, like I told in the past, or I said, for me, I felt empty in the moment that I leave.
Elsewhere, can you believe it? Some people actually take joy in Jose Mourinho's misfortune. A good night for Rangers, a penalty shootout win for the Scots. Mourinho was saying some weird things about his own side's lack of penalties during normal time, though.
If you don't get 3, you get 2. If you don't get 2, you get 1. If you don't get 1 of 3, everything is strange.
Ah yes, that famous philosophical saying.
We played a fantastic match. Only one team played, only one team scored, only one team deserves to score more, only one team deserves to win after 90 minutes.
Only one team actually won. Sorry, Jose. His former side Chelsea faced Legia Warsaw in the quarter-finals of the Conference League after victory at Stamford Bridge. Stay tuned for all the reaction to Thomas Tuchel's first England squad, and make sure you're tuned in for the Cheltenham Gold Cup too, brought to you live on talkSPORT at 4 p.m.
Minutes after 8 o'clock, talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's Rewards Week. Save up to £1,000 in selected cars this week. Ray, don't look like that. £1,000 is a lot of money to some people. Dear, oh dear.
He's cleaning up, Harry.
On the way for you this morning, Thomas Tuchel announced his first England squad this morning. Never mind if you've seen Alan Brazil. Have you seen Thomas Tuchel? I haven't for ages. We'll be bringing that at 9 a.m. Legendary actor Stephen Graham, Ashley Walters will tell us all about the new Netflix drama. And Ray's been a busy boy. For the rest is history. Stay tuned for a Cheltenham special this morning. Now, though, day 3 at Cheltenham belonged to Rachel Blackmore yesterday.
Entitlement and Rachel Blackmore are storming up the hill, but I don't think they're going to have enough to get to 6.5. Maybe wrong here, because 6.5 is eating up the ground and has snatched it on the line. Air of entitlement, brilliant, getting up there to win.
So it's a bit of a quiet meeting if Rachel Blackmore doesn't have a winner.
It's contemptuous, it's arrogant, fact to file, too good, ears pricked. That was a demolition job with a gallant Hartwood, a well-beaten second, M.Y. Allen in third, and then Protectorat. But as arrogant as victory, as you will see at Cheltenham.
Yeah, fantastic performance from fact to file. He was looming up ominously, wasn't he? He travelled so well.
It's the two horses in the same ownership now. Rachel Blackmore may just have got Bob Ollinger up in front of Tiapu. Bob Ollinger, my goodness me, this could be a stunning exhibition of riding once again from Rachel Blackmore. A brilliant, a double on the day. Rachel Blackmore.
Oh, yes, what a day yesterday. Fact to file was a convincing winner. Brilliant he was. Of the Ryanair chase, he had the form. Will Galopin Deschamps do that again in the Gold Cup today? Caldwell Porter, Pat Ornberg won the Jack Richards Novice Chase. And one man hoping for a winner on the final day. We're talking a yellow cab. A yellow car just pulled up outside. Harry Redknapp joins us. Harry, good morning.
Harry. Good morning, Al. Ray. Good
I heard
morning.
on the way in you just bought another 3 horses.
Well, I bashed into Henry de Bromhead this morning, so I've got to find a nice horse for you, Harry. So he's sitting upside.
No.
Yeah, I think we call this one, as you said, you just
don't call Sandra.
Don't tell Sandra.
But it's murder, isn't it? When you start having a few winners.
Don't.
What about today then? Are you hopeful for a place or?
Yeah, the yellow car.
I mean, it was interesting, you know, how I came about to own this.
Yeah, tell us it.
Well, Graham McPherson, the trainer, rang me. I don't know him that. I met him a little while back. Anyway, he rang up. He said, Harry, I've got a nice horse in the yard. It won at Doncaster the other week. Would you be interested in it? You know, I said, well, it's called the Yellow Car. I said, well, you know, not really. I've got a lot of horses at the moment, Graham, you know. And put the phone down and suddenly knock at the door. And there was the young girl who comes around, does a bit of tidy, a bit of cleaning, whatever. And she said, oh, Harry, don't look out in the drive. She said, I took my car in for a service. Look what they've given me, this little yellow car. I thought, oh, no, this is an omen. This has been sent from heaven. So I've ended up going back on the phone and buying the yellow car.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it's here today.
So that cleaner cost you about 100 grand?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
How did he run yesterday? Shake him up, Harry?
He ran well.
He did?
Yeah, he was bang there 2 out. He travelled well, jumped well yesterday, and I think the quicker ground just found him out yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, he needs a bit more of a slog, you know.
Have you seen the covers out this morning? So it must have been very, very cold last night.
Yeah.
It's just something special. Like, I love my flat, but there's something special about here.
Oh yeah, the atmosphere is second to none, and it's amazing. And the people. And I had a great night last night. I sort of checked in the hotel there on my own. Ruby Walsh was there, his wife, and a few, you know, everybody in the racing world. And there were some lovely Irish guys on the next table to me. They were fantastic fellas, you know.
Yeah, brilliant.
And he kept sending me over glasses of Barolo or whatever. I kept coming over. They were good as gold.
Well, I thought you'd lipstick on this morning, but that was the
no, that's Vaseline. I think I've had a.
Nah, we were in Broadway.
It's great spirit.
Fantastic.
I mean, every time we walk down to the hospitality, Harry, you know, you get stopped. Everyone's in a good mood. You know, it's just a great atmosphere.
It is, yeah. People enjoying themselves. That's what it's about, isn't it, Ray? You know.
Yeah, and they wait all year for this, don't they?
You ever stayed in Broadway, Hannah? It's brilliant.
Yeah, not for a long time. Used to great hotel, wasn't it? Yeah.
Broadway Hotel, the Ligon Arms is great as well. There's little snogs with the fire on and all that.
Yeah. But I stayed just up here last night at is it the Ellenborough? It's called.
Is that the JP?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, beautiful, lovely hotel.
Yeah,
really nice.
No, today's another great day. The Gold Cup as well, special.
Oh yeah, of course, you know, and. Actually, the first person I bumped into this morning was Henry de Bromhead and the owners of Galloping de Champ. They were just coming out, going down to see the horse. Yeah, I suppose, you know, nervous. They said they've been walking the box all night, you know, with nerves and looking forward to today. But
a lot of favourites have gone down, haven't they?
Well, this year. Yeah, I mean, you know, Constitution Hill, John Bond, you know,
State Man,
yeah, horses made mistakes, didn't have vital times, but. Yeah, I can't see it. I think Mullins is going to have a
good day.
A big day. I think he's got 4 fans.
By the way, he's a lovely, I don't know if you know him.
Lovely man. Oh,
yeah,
what a gentleman, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Football, we'll talk more football in depth over the next couple of hours. But Tottenham needed it and United needed it.
Yeah, both got wins last night. You know, I fancied them at home, wouldn't you? Anyway, you know, I mean, no disrespect, Dutch football looks very poor, doesn't it? At the moment, you look at the results, PSV and then Ajax last night got smashed, I think, as well, in this competition.
Well, you look at Spurs and Manchester United, they were both in the same boat, aren't they? They've had a nightmare in the Premier League.
Shocking, yeah.
Shocking in the Premier League, but if one of them goes on to win the tournament, they get Champions League spot.
I know,
it's a great season for both clubs.
Yeah, I mean, they'd be favourites, obviously. You look at the competition, there's not a lot in the competition, is there? So you'd think Man United or Tottenham, they could meet in the final. I think that's how it pans out.
Big win for Rangers as well, kicking out Jose Mourinho's side. Penalties, but Rangers up and down season, shocking in some particular games, and yet Europe brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, but when they went 2 down, you thought, well, they're banging trouble. But no, I bet it was a great atmosphere there last night. You know.
Well, ish.
Yeah.
The weekend, it's proper atmosphere. Celtic Rangers, isn't it?
Yeah, well, what a game that'd be.
I know. Have you been to an Old Firm game?
No, I haven't. No,
Harry, gotta go.
I've always wanted to go up.
You got to go.
Yeah,
I've never been either.
Oh, it's pure hatred. It is pure hatred.
Well, I'm so pleased that the away fans are allowed back in.
Yeah, no.
How many are they going to have, Rangers?
I think, it's either 3,000 or 6. I've not looked at. I think you can get 6,000 in at Parkhead, but I'm not sure if they've restricted it because I've not been there for years. But it makes the game so much.
I would like to be one of them anyway.
Oh no, they go there bouncing. Don't worry.
They bounce out, all right.
Nah, it's just going to be great, and Brendan's done a great job.
Yeah, of course he has. Oh, yeah.
It's never easy going back to
No, he went back, and obviously if it hadn't have gone right, he'd have got pelters, wouldn't he? But it's gone well for him, so good.
Right, okay. Harry Redknapp with us for a couple of hours on talkSPORT. Gold Cup Day. If you're on your way, give us a shout. 03717 22 3344. Tottenham fans, Man United fans, you want to call us, can you go on and win it and make it the Champions League? As you say, Ray, what a bonus that is.
Oh,
with the season they've had, if they get in Europe,
that's a great season,
Champions
both
League,
teams.
wow.
Oh, it'd be unbelievable. I mean, Spurs still want that trophy, don't they? They need one. Angie's come out and said second year always win a trophy. And I think they're favourites, Harry, to win it.
They'll be
Spurs.
favourites, yeah.
And they're getting their players back, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, Romero's back now.
Yeah, when they're all fit, they've got a good
Van der
squad,
Ven's
haven't
back
they?
at centre-half. Archie Gray was on the bench last night. He's been one of the
He's been their best
players.
player, I think, this year.
I'm surprised he didn't play last night.
No, he sort of brought the other two back and obviously left them out. But
what a family that is, by the way.
Oh, amazing.
Frankie Gray, Eddie Gray.
Kid's a class act, isn't he, when you watch him play?
Tell me his young brothers.
They do,
really,
yeah.
Really good.
It's fantastic.
We also heard, Ray, we won't say where from yesterday, didn't we? That,
here we go.
In 18 months, it's going to be bought. Tottenham, Qataris.
Is it? We can see why. I mean, the stadium's magnificent, isn't it? It's just they've just got to now get a better team, haven't they? You know, and they've always been knocking on the door, not knocking on the door, but they've always come up short, haven't they, so far?
Harry, what do they need? Is it midfield? You know, I can't work out where they're really, really missing. Son's beginning to find a bit of form again. They've got the two centre halves back. That makes a big difference. Is it the midfield area that Spurs are lacking?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, when Maddison started off again like he normally does, he goes to a club and he does fantastic, and he seems to fade a little bit. I mean, I love him. He's a real good player. But and they bought players in, haven't they? Basuma, Sarr. They bought midfield players in, but they've just
getting that team together, isn't it? I don't know.
Is a good player. They've got some quality there. I think the injuries have really sort of killed them a bit this year, haven't they? They've struggled when they've had too many missing.
We'll talk about the Cup final with Harry Redknapp and Ray Parlour as well. Coming up 8:14 on talkSPORT.
You seem to have been running around upsetting people, Spencer, you treacherous little hound.
Boom! Like that. That's where he was getting stuck.
Hits him on the ropes, 30 seconds to go.
Opinions are opinions. They're like backsides. Everybody's got one.
I stand by that. I still think it was a terrible decision.
Well, it takes two to tango.
Past 8 o'clock, Gold Cup Day, beautiful out there. Yeah, the old covers have been out overnight, so it means it was a very, very chilly night here at Prestbury Park, but we will be fine by the time the first race comes along on Gold Cup Day. It's going to be perfect going. Right, Ray Parlour and Harry Redknapp alongside me. Last night, Tottenham kept the season alive with a nervy 3-1 victory, perhaps, over AZ Alkmaar. It meant Big Ange's side progressed to the quarterfinals on aggregate 3-2. I'm pleased in a way for Ange, Harry, because it's not nice when you're a manager and you're under pressure. And I could just sense in his voice, you know, especially when he said, I always win something in the second season. I thought, ooh, do you say things like that? But listen, he may well do and may get the Champions League. But I want him to do well, but he just seems a bit... You know, I don't care. You know, I'll do it my way. Simple as that.
Yeah. Well, he needs to win this competition, I think. Otherwise, it's been a disastrous season for him, innit? You know, and I suppose yesterday Pochettino coming out on the radio saying that he'd love to go back to Tottenham one day. I mean, that's all you need when you're under a bit of pressure.
Well, you know, Maurizio's part of the Newcastle stud down in Newmarket.
Yeah, good lad.
I was talking to him a few weeks ago. He is a lovely fella, by the way.
Nice guy. But no, I'd like to see Ange win a trophy and you know, end up with a good season. He's a good guy, and it's been tough. They've had lots of injuries this year. They have been disappointed. I mean, let's be honest, the football's been not what I think the Spurs fans were expecting. No. But on the plus side, one or two of the kids that come through, young Archie Gray, I think, has been sensational. Very good. You know, unlucky not to play last night.
Midfielder.
Bergwijn in midfield, another good.
Lively. He is a good player. Yeah.
And the boy, Mikey Moore, is it? I think he's a young.
Yeah, very good.
So it's good, and I think they'll go again in the summer and obviously look to strengthen again.
Harry, how important is it? You know, managers are under so much scrutiny and pressure. How is it? The training ground, we hear that, you know, there's hundreds of millions now for new training grounds. The academies take a lot of money. The ladies' football takes a lot of money. As a manager of a Premiership club, you can't think about all that, can you? You've just got to concentrate on results, surely.
Well, I mean, the game's changed, Alan. Back in the day, you grew up, listen, Bobby Robson, people...
Ran the club.
Done everything.
They ran the club. Yeah. You ran the club. You knew every kid. You knew every 11-year-old kid in your football club. You knew the kids that were coming through in the academy. You knew every kid that was there. And you went and watched every youth game.
Team,
you were there every week. I never missed a kid's youth game every Saturday morning at Chadwell. I got to Chadwell, what South East Counties, getting my car.
Love those days.
Yeah, drive back to Upton Park for the first team game when we were at home. Every youth game, travel away, follow the kids. Managers now don't go and watch the youth teams play. You never see a manager watching the kids' games. They're not interested. They're thinking, well, I'm not going to be here in 5-6 years. What am I worried about a 12, 13-year-old kid for? Yeah. And unfortunately, that's how it's got. It's so sad. That's why we haven't... How many kids are coming through? OK, we've got that little elite group with the England's team. We've got some fantastic young players, haven't we? After that, Arsenal have got 2 or 3 at the moment, which is good.
But
how many, you look around at the clubs, how many, look at Tottenham, how many have come out of the youth team? The kids we're talking about have not come. No. Archie Gray's been bought, so has the other kids.
And look at West Ham back in the day, Harry. When you was there, you had some unbelievable players. Joe Cole,
kids,
Frank Lampard,
Rio, and all that group, yeah.
Oh, what a group of
Michael Carrick, you know.
I don't know what you felt, really. They were one of the happiest times of my footballing life.
Absolutely.
South Counties.
One month, 4 games. I got 16 goals in 4 games.
Did you?
Yeah. One was at Carrow Road, Norwich, which was our big game. But Chadwell Heath, West Ham was another derby for Ipswich, really.
Always good games. But the manager was in. That was a difference, wasn't it? You know, I used to go to Old Trafford. I'd go in Fergie's office before a game. This area, we've got some couple of good, great 12-year-old kids here. You want to see these kids, Ravel Morrison or whoever it might have been at the time. You know, he knew all the kids like we all did. But it doesn't happen anymore.
Lee Topless, was he on the wing?
Lee Topless.
He was topless.
He rang me yesterday, Al. He rang me yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah, Harry, have you got a spare ticket? No.
Right, let's get a latest. With more of that coming, by the way. Let's get latest sporting on. Here comes Simon from Coral.
Oh, dear.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for Cheltenham 2025. It's too big to miss. 18+ gambleaware.org.
8:22, it's Moneybags Claire. You're cleaning up again.
Well, Alan, you've got to pay out now, and Alan turning up for
Ray, absolutely.
Friday.
When we went into Cheltenham, there were some big favourites: Constitution Hill, Teahupoo, John Bon, Madgeborough, Ballyburn. They've all got beat.
I thought he would have fell as well.
But the 6-4 chance, which we were relying on to get beaten, has obliged. We went, a wee of little faith, Al. Wee of little faith.
It was close, though, Simon, because I come in this morning. We was outside his house for 25 minutes. Peeping Tom over there was looking through the window, seeing any movement in the house.
I mean, we even laid on a sort of a traffic incident to try and sort of stop you getting here, and apparently that even stopped
Simon,
you.
I had a phone call from Lucy yesterday. My middle girl says, "You better make it, Dad. I've had 20 quid on."
But look, joking apart, there we actually took hundreds of bets at the 6-4. We're paying out a few grand, which is absolutely fine. But I mean, we genuinely, I mean, you know, after last year, Al, you know, there were real doubts. But I know that loads of listeners, it's actually become one of the great moments of Cheltenham Week. Forget galloping to Chambord, Constitution Hill. It's all about everyone's saying, "Is Alan going to make it? Is Alan going to do 5 days?" And
ridiculous.
Even I tuned the moment you turn on your radio in the morning, though, Harry. I don't know if you were in the car when you turn on the radio, wondering if it's going to be Shaban's voice or Alan Brazil's voice.
But it was Shaban
early on.
Early.
Oh.
But we did
great fun. Well, listen, you're looking great, Alan. Well done. I mean,
Well
it's
done,
no mean feat. It's no mean feat. I mean, Ray only does a couple of days.
I had to drag him out of club this morning.
Oh yeah, all right. He's got me in so much trouble, Simon, during this week.
Oh yeah.
I know. He thrown me under the bus about 4 times. I've lost my job at Arsenal. Got divorced again. You know what I mean? Because of Alan. I've had a nightmare. Nothing to do with it.
What can we look forward to today?
Well, look, joking aside, you've made it. You've done the 5 days, but can Galopin Deschamps do 3 Gold Cups in a row? Only best mate in the last 50 years has done it. He's long odds on. He's 4-7. But we've got some good horses against him suddenly. I know the way you're thinking was supplemented. JP's had an amazing Cheltenham. He's been quite well backed. Banbridge, owned by Ronnie Bartlett.
I'd have thought he was the danger.
He's going to love this ground. Football Connection. Ronnie's daughter Hayley is married to Hal Robson Carnage.
That's right. Yeah, nice guy.
Lovely guy. And he was up on the podium for the King George, which Ladbrokes sponsored. And he's, you know, I think they're the main 2 contenders. Monty Starr with Rachel Blackmore, I don't think will be good enough. But, you know, that's probably the centrepiece. It'll be a big betting race. I think a lot of people who'll be putting Galopin Deschamps on all their accas.
Yeah,
something, you know, but I mean,
it's a Triumph today, isn't it? The Triumph Hurdle.
Triumph Hurdle is the first race, and this is where Nicky Henderson's actually had a tough week, Harry, hasn't he? I mean, you know, he's had a couple of winners, but Constitution Hill was his big hope.
The unexpected one,
falls. John Bon, big mistake, gets beat. And Lalamba is a horse, though, that he had, all the Henderson people are saying, this is could be a Sagina, like a proper
Cost
star.
a lot of money, didn't he?
Cost a lot of money from France, won once. He's 15-8. East India Dock is the rival.
Yeah.
Good horse.
I might live in West India, Key, Canary Wharf. Yeah. I'm back in East India.
Are you? And a lot of, you know, he's got the form in the book. He's won the race at Cheltenham. Hello Neighbour from Ireland. And an interesting one, Mondo Man, trained by Gary Moore. Do you have horses with Gary?
Yeah, yes. You've got 3 horses with Gary.
Well, you've got horses with everybody, haven't you?
That's a silly question,
Simon. Ask Harry who he hasn't got horses with.
Sorry, my mistake. But Mondo Man keeps getting beaten, but he cost about 500 grand, and he got beat at Kempston last time, but he pulls really hard. I mean, genuinely, if you watch him, they try all sorts of bits and headgear to get him to settle, but he just wants to go so quick. But they do think on this ground, this
track, he could run well today.
Maybe. I mean, he's 12-1 now, which is a short pass.
Harry, do you think you look back, you think of that in the jungle, how you made 10 million quid to buy all these horses? Do you ever think about that?
I didn't know. I certainly never made that, no.
But it's worked, hasn't it?
No, it's...
Oh, dear. But I mean, what else we got? We've got Cargizi, I think you like, in the county.
Yeah.
The second race, another Willie Mullins horse.
I like that today.
He's going to have a good day, isn't he, Willie Mullins?
Yes, he'll probably wear the mare's chase with either Dino Blue or
Dino Blue, I think they like.
Yeah. And then obviously gallop into shop. So, joking apart, actually, I know it's hard work to get to day 5, particularly for you, Al, but this actually steps up again. Don't give me the roll of the eyes. But
I've got the cigar out.
I know, I made free on the table. But, I always have to remind even everyone back at work and in the shops, that this is the day that more people engage. The TV audience goes up. It'll be the biggest crowd. And the most money is bet by far. That even the Fox Hunters, which we don't know half the horses, because they've been running in point to points, don't know half the jockeys because they're amateurs. And yet the Fox Hunters will end up being one of the top 10 betting races the whole year because it's the race after the Gold Cup. It's mental. So,
Simon, just a quickie, because Harry, Ray, myself, football. Who's favourite, Tottenham or Man United, to win the cup?
Well, I'll tell you what, Trudy Ray knows. Atletico Bilbao are favourites.
They're fourth in the Liga.
130. You're saying the final?
The final's in
Bilbao, which must be a factor, because their favourites just from Manchester United at 7-2, 4-1 Spurs.
Right.
Is there 9-2 Lazio, 6-1
Leon
Barbados, 10-1 Leon?
Oh, 10-1.
Rangers
By the
20.
way, they're all right, Leon.
Yeah.
Who does Spurs play next time?
Oh, I don't know. Ray must know.
Frankfurt. Yeah.
God, you're good.
What about...
someone's got to do it. They don't do no one.
And then Newcastle, Liverpool?
Newcastle, Liverpool on Sunday. Liverpool are odds-on favourites in 90 minutes and odds-on to lift the trophy. But it's going to be, because I'm actually going on Sunday, which is great.
Be a good game.
Haven't been to Wembley for a while. But actually, Newcastle connection today in the Fox Hunter. I think Paul Nicholls really fancies Shearer.
Does he?
Owned by Max McNeil, who's a top man, and Olive Nichols.
Oh, Max is a lovely guy.
Lovely guy, isn't he?
Smashing.
And Paul, like all proud dads, Megan's doing a great job on the TV, and she's now buying horses for Paul, and he really tries to look after Olive as well as another daughter with rides and horses, and the fact that Shearer is quite unexposed running in the Fox Hunters with Olive on board, I think it might be a bit of a clue. So,
brilliant. Okay, coming up 8:28. Sam, you know your job now. Just find my racing post,
yes,
will you,
I know
please?
my job. Yeah.
With some ice. Yeah. 8:28.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for Cheltenham 2025. It's too big to miss. 18+ gambleaware.org.
Well, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, turns out the secret to making Man United play better is to call them not good enough and underpaid. Who'd have thought?
The match ball for Bruno Fernandes, some respite for Manchester United and a place in the Europa League quarter-finals.
Spurs are also through to the last 8 and they did it in their trademark way. That's right, by making it as hard as possible for themselves. A 3-2 aggregate win for Ange's side. At least he's finally happy.
I've always been positive.
Positively grumpy, maybe.
I've never wavered from the fact that I think I've said consistently that when we're at our best, we can compete with anyone.
Elsewhere, can you believe it? Some people actually take joy in Jose Mourinho's misfortune. A good night for Rangers, a penalty shootout win for the Scots. Mourinho was saying some weird things about his own side's lack of penalties during normal time, though.
If you don't get 3, you get 2. If you don't get 2, you get 1. If you don't get 1 of 3, everything is strange.
Ah yes, that famous philosophical saying.
We played a fantastic match. Only one team played, only one team scored, only one team deserves to score more.
Only one team actually won. Sorry, Jose. His former side Chelsea faced Legia Warsaw in the quarter-finals of the Conference League after victory at Stamford Bridge. Stay tuned for all the reaction to Thomas Tuchel's first England squad. And make sure you're tuned in for the Cheltenham Gold Cup too, brought to you live on talkSPORT at 4 p.m.
Good morning. Coming up 25 minutes to 9 o'clock. Ray, you've not seen set for me. Come on, have a look out there. What's happening? The covers
well,
are
the
off
covers are off. That's the good news. But it's a little bit different from Wednesday. About 8 o'clock, was it? Remember the snow coming down?
Oh, big
on
style.
Wednesday. But no, the track is looking magnificent. And you've got Cleve. Was it Cleve Hill over there? And the track is absolutely amazing. And that hill, when you look down, we can just look down that 2 furlongs out, and that hill is. That's where a lot of.
Probably, I'm guessing we'll probably have 60,000 here today.
Yeah, it was a good lively day yesterday, wasn't it? I mean, Thursday, I think people now, but Gold Cup day, everyone goes mad, don't they? And it's going to be a great day today, definitely.
Imagine 60,000 people losing, £1,000 each. You think of the money that Simon, no one of Simon's just ordered a new
I think
bed.
you're the only one who's won this meeting so far.
God,
He's in front, Harry.
Yeah,
Harry's pockets are bulging.
the old bookies have had a good week, haven't they?
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
he's ordered a new Bentley.
Oh, absolutely.
British Racing Green, Simon
Absolutely.
Clare. Unbelievable. Right, talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark, Rewards Week. Choose some 3 rewards when you buy a car today. Man, you just bought a nice Audi, didn't you? I can't afford that. Was it an R8 or something? RS?
I haven't bought nothing yet.
Oh, you liar. You liar. Now, we're gutted. We can't be there with them. But
yellow.
would I say that back at talkSPORT Towers, there's 2, very special guests in the studio. Who is it?
Put your gloves on, son. Now listen, Tony, you book your f***ing ideas up, lad, because there's a million kids out there who would die for this opportunity that you've been given.
Remember how many times I bailed you out? What would you be without me, Sonny? Forget this, bro. What's your mouth? What are you talking about? What are you doing?
Look, you're here for fraud. You stole money.
I stole money?
Yeah, I stole money. Okay, fine, in a different way, but still.
I'll give you a piece of advice. Do what the telling you to do. You won't get hurt. And you can make some money.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm looking forward to this. Don't you worry about that. We're talking about these two special guests have been nominated for countless BAFTAs. Between them, they've been involved in some of the biggest films, TV series on our screens, including The Irishman, Boiling Point and Top Boy. They've worked with some of the greatest names from the world of Hollywood. A very, very good morning to British acting royalty Stephen Graham and Ashley Walters are with us to promote the brand new Netflix drama series Adolescence. Guys, a very good morning.
Morning, chaps.
How are we, Stephen? You're getting all these roles, Stephen. It's unbelievable. You are doing so well. You got to be delighted, mate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brazil. Yeah, it's going. Yeah, it's going
you're
all right.
Welcome.
Do you know what I mean? Things are going good at the moment.
Ashley, give me a little bit about Adolescence. Then is it a 4-part series?
Yeah, it's a 4-part limited series following the case of a murdered young girl and the accused, Jamie Miller. And Steve plays his dad, and I play Detective Bascom, kind of heading up the case.
Brilliant. And Stephen, am I right in saying you've written this series?
It was an idea I had, and I co-wrote it with Jack Thorne, who's an amazing writer. And it's so, basically we kind of wrote it together, do you know what I mean? We wrote the 4 episodes together.
And of course, it's not all about, but knife crime, which is horrendous in our society now.
What it was, Al, was
every few days it's horrendous what you read.
Of course, yeah. And it was one of those things that, look, I read an article in the paper and it was about a young boy who'd stabbed a young girl. And then on the telly a couple of months later, I was watching the news and a similar thing, a young boy, and they're not men, they're only boys, you know what I mean, had stabbed a young girl. And as a father, it just really hurt my heart, you know what I mean? And it was something I wanted to shine a light on and maybe have a look at as a society, what's going on, really.
Yeah. Now, we know, Stephen, you're a big Liverpool fan, but actually, you're a Ray Parlour. You're a good one.
That's my legend sitting next to you right there, mate. What are you saying, Ray? You good?
Oh, good man. Yeah, good, Ash. There's still a big game in the Champions League still, mate. I don't think they're going to catch Liverpool somehow, but
the
big game against Real Madrid, so we've still got a chance.
Yeah, of course, man.
Of course. Absolutely.
There's always hope, bro. There's always hope. You know what I mean? You got to keep the.
We need Thierry Henry back.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And Thierry Henry on that side. I'm sure we're sure we would go and win that title. Definitely.
He's probably still got the legs, hasn't he?
Legend about you wouldn't have said that about 3 o'clock this morning in a club in the corner, Ray. He's changed, mate. He's changed.
Nah, man.
That's the thing. I haven't changed.
He'll always be a legend to me, man.
So, Stephen, it's Netflix, yeah?
Yeah.
When is it out now, guys? You know, we've been down here for a week. Is it out now or is it coming up?
I mean, you're lost, haven't you? You say we've been down here for a week. I reckon you're divorced, lad, when you get back home. There's no way your missus is letting you back in that house.
She's here.
Oh, okay.
I've just got the handcuffs off. She's here.
What, are they still attached to the bed then, Al? Yeah.
They are pink.
Fluffy ones.
I wish. You're not going to the final of the weekend, are you, Stephen?
I'm not, unfortunately. No, I'm not going to be going. So, but I'm a bit nervous.
You sure you're a Liverpool fan?
Do you know what? I've got so much going on at the minute, and I've been away from home. I just want to get home and just have a little bit of chill in the house. That's it.
Yeah, family time.
Yeah, I watch it at home now.
Have you worked with Ashley before, Stephen?
Yeah, we did years ago.
Have you?
20 odd years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, we did Goal, didn't we?
Yeah,
That's
but we did before that. We did Top Buzzer.
Top Buzzer, yeah, MTV.
Yeah.
Way back when. Way back when, man.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed Top Boy. That was a brilliant episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, I love doing that show, man. I did it for, it was a good 12, 13 years I was on that show. Yeah. It was a beautiful time.
So, Adolescence, where did you film it, guys? Was it Liverpool or was it London? Where was it most of the location?
We filmed it in a place called Pontefract, and we found a studio. It was like a big studio, which
Pontefract,
Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Pontefract, the M62.
Yeah, they've got a good racetrack there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we filmed it, and it was in a big studio where big bands go to rehearse before they go out on tour. So I think Pink Floyd were there, weren't they, at some point?
Yeah.
Pink's been there and stuff, but what we did is we built the set there, so that's where we had our main location. So we built the police station, and then literally about 4 or 5 minutes away was the house where the Millers live. So it's all done in one shot, you see.
No way.
Yeah. the whole thing's one shot, isn't it?
Yeah, one shot.
Well, I tell you
Beautiful.
what, guys. I think this is worth pointing out. Knife crime has been on the rise in the United Kingdom despite a decrease in homicides overall. Teenagers are over twice as likely to be fatally stabbed than they were 10 years ago. That's shocking,
Shocking,
isn't it?
it is, isn't it?
Well, we had a young boy at Queen's Park Rangers, Kyan Prince.
I remember, yeah.
And I've become big pals with his father, Mark. Mark was a British, world light heavyweight champion at one time, his dad. The most lovely man you ever met. He's now Dr. Mark Prince. And he goes around speaking at youth clubs and trying, all about knife crime. It's so sad. This kid was a fantastic young player. Loveliest boy you could ever meet, and completely innocently got stabbed in the school playground.
It's all changing now, Harry, though.
So
Before it was a
scary.
punch-up, wasn't it? That
Yeah,
was it.
so scary,
Can happen to anybody.
Yeah, guys, listen, I'm definitely going to watch that when I get back. So listen, thank you very much for coming on. We'll get the Gold Cup today. So who wins at the weekend? Stephen, you got to go for Liverpool. Are you worried that, with the knockout in the Champions League, it could dent their confidence, or do you think Liverpool will triumph?
Look, I hope so. Do you know what I mean? I think the boys might be a bit knackered after that intense game the other night, but fingers crossed, and I just hope we can pull it off. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they lose.
And actually,
really?
on an Arsenal point of view, can they be champions?
Say that again. Brazil.
Actually, can Arsenal win the Champions League?
I would like to hope so, but listen, I don't think it's going to happen. But I've got hope. I've got hope. There's always a chance.
Well, we need Saka back. That's the most important player
for
back.
sure.
If he can get back in, he's got. Declan's been brilliant in midfield, Harry.
Real Madrid weren't that impressive the other night.
Well, they'll have a go at you, won't they, Real Madrid?
Yeah.
And that could suit Arsenal.
Yeah.
If we hit them on the break.
Absolutely.
So over 2 legs, who knows how?
Guys, thank you for your time this morning.
Cheers, guys.
So that's Stephen and Ashley, actors and adolescents. On Netflix. Don't miss that. Cheers, guys. Thank you. 8:43.
You seem to have been running around upsetting people, Spencer, you treacherous little hound.
Bong! Like that. That's where he was getting stuck.
Hits him on the ropes, 30 seconds to go.
Opinions are opinions. They're like backsides. Everybody's got one.
I stand by that. I still think it was a terrible decision.
Well, it takes two to tango.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
Well, thanks to Stephen Graham and Ashley Walters there. Don't forget Netflix, Adolescence it's called. Right, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Brazil, Ray Parlour, Harry Redknapp, still to come in breakfast this morning. We'll have a very, very special edition of The Rest is History. And Ray's been a busy, busy boy.
Cheltenham is famous for its racing, cheese rolling and Alan Brazil going missing during the festival.
What is all that about? What a load of baloney. Stick around as at 9:30 we're learning about cheese rolling. Where
I'm only reading it off the script.
That's not Cheltenham, man. No, no. Stick around 9:30 we're learning all about the history of the Cheltenham Festival and well, I might have a few mentions. Thomas Tuchel's first England squad for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers will be announced this morning. Will cross to Faye Carruthers on Wembley Way at 9 a.m. That was our preview with Benchmark. You have to stay with us.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. All our Benchmarks kitchen doors come with a 5-year guarantee. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, not far away now from finding out who's made it into Tuchel's first England squad ahead of next week's World Cup qualifiers. Don't forget, World Cup, Albania and Latvia should be a good start, God. Surely. You can hear those.
I'm watching Coronation Street.
Oh, you can't miss that, can you? You can't miss them. You can hear those live, right? Oh, I get the flu. You can hear those live right here on talkSPORT. One man who could be getting the call up is Forest midfielder Morgan Gibbs-White. And Forest boss Nuno Espirito Santo believes he definitely deserves to be in.
Definitely, yes. Is one of the big things that Morgan has been giving us. Not only his incredible performance on the pitch, but always be ready to help the teammates. His leadership. He's one of the captains. So regarding the squad, let's wait and see what Thomas does. Hope everybody that he wants to take takes. There's a lot of.
Harry, quite incredible how well Forest have done this year.
Yeah, been amazing. Yeah, I thought they'd be at the other end of the table at the start of the season. No, he's done a great job. It was interesting yesterday hearing. I think it was. I listened to you every day on this programme when you were on You Lads, but I think we're talking about the manager of the year. Yes. Yeah. Never got to mention the man at Bournemouth.
Oh, he's got to be up there.
What a job he's done at Bournemouth this year. That is incredible.
Exciting team to watch as well.
People forget where Bournemouth have been and what they are.
Stadium.
We talk about Notts Forest. Notts Forest have won, under Cloughy won European Cups, and Aston Villa is a champions again, a European Cup winning magnificent club. Bournemouth have spent 100-odd years in Division 3 and 4. This fellow's just absolutely done an amazing job. The football they play.
Bournemouth, absolutely, I couldn't agree more, Harry. And Brighton as well.
Brighton have done well. But
Tony Bloom, how has he done it?
But even then, Al, Brighton's always been on another level to Bournemouth. They've been to the FA Cup finals and that Brighton back in the day. Bournemouth, what this fella's done there, he's followed on from Eddie Howe, who did a great job, obviously. but he's took it on again.
And that'd be unbelievable for the club.
And the players they've got, it's going to be keeping hold of them. The left
That's
back,
the hard bit.
the left back is fantastic. There's young centre halves. The two of them are unbelievable. You know, they're full of quality. I think they've done a magnificent job.
What game was it? Newcastle game away from home.
Went there and won 4-1. No strikers.
It's St James's Park.
Never had a striker on the books, juggled around with the team.
The boy from Celtic's done well, Christie, hasn't
Fantastic. Works they all do, the energy they play with.
Yeah. And I think the bench, they had all the youngsters on
all
there
kids.
as well. Yeah, exactly.
Kids.
So it just shows you he hasn't been moaning about injuries.
He don't moan, he gets on with it every week. He's been brilliant.
Do you know who's... it's amazing, isn't it? You get bombed out and he's no good, he's past his sell back. Moisey goes to Everton, suddenly starts getting results, Harry.
Now it's not rocket science, is it really? Even going lower down the divisions, Ian Holloway's gone to Swindon, who were bottom of the league, gone there, Ollie sorted it out, probably they've shot up the division. It's it's not all about it's experience, bit of know-how, putting people in the right positions. It ain't.
And by the way, what about the EFL, the Championship? What a race this is going to be.
Yeah.
Someone's going to miss out.
Yeah.
Is it Leeds, Sheffield United?
Burnley.
Is it going to be Burnley? Look at Burnley. They don't concede, do they?
Don't
Unbelievable.
Don't get beat. But the other night, both teams drew, didn't they? Sheffield United conceded a last-minute goal against Bristol City, and Burnley drew at home to West Brom. And then Leeds beat Millwall 2-0 and suddenly opened up a little gap again.
But I think where'd they go this weekend? We said that earlier, the QPR, didn't they, Leeds?
Which is not easy because QPR picked up, especially at home. But Leeds, big club, Harry.
Of course, massive. I mean,
I'd like to see them back in.
Yeah, I mean, when we used to go there back in the day, it was that was one.
Bremner, wasn't it? And one plays.
And back in the early days, people always say to me, "What's the best team you've seen?" I'd have to put that Leeds team of Revy's team back would be right there, Bremner, Giles, Eddie Gray, Lorimer.
My boys done them 1970. Celtic, we done them.
Yeah.
Home and away.
That was what, Cooper,
134,000 at Hampden Park.
I know, incredible.
Billy scored 1-0 and then Celtic got 2.
Yeah.
What a night that was, I'll never forget that.
Oh.
And then we blew it to Feyenoord in the final. Unbelievable. But you talk about, we were talking to some
He's done a good job as well, the Leeds manager, hasn't he? Leeds manager.
Leeds, and he gets on with it, doesn't he? Yeah, he's done a smashing job. But they all have. And, the boys who say Sheffield United,
Chris Wilder,
they've done. Chris Wilder.
Well, they've got a big game coming up this weekend. It's Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United at Hillsborough.
Chris Wilder knows what he's doing.
Yeah, of course he does.
You know what I mean? He understands the game. He just gets in there. He's turned it all around again. Fantastic. And I say Scotty's done a good job, Scott Parker at Burnley. So.
Yeah, brilliant job.
Yeah.
Harry, so when you go into a club and they're struggling, you go into a club, the first thing you do, Big Sam always says this, you sort it out at the back first. That's the most important. Do not concede.
Mm. Well, Sam would, I'd have been the other way, wouldn't I? I'd have gone, let's go, attack. Let's smash it
Goals
up.
win your games.
Yeah, let's go for it, But, no, I mean...
You've got to look at your personnel,
Of course, it depends what you got, And you go into a club and if you're struggling and, you've got to... That's where the transfer window. That's where you've got to be clever and try to, change things around, get one or two in.
One quick one, Harry. Bit disappointed with Arsenal, lack of challenge this year?
Oh, absolutely. I fancied Arsenal to win it this year. They were at the start of the year, they were my big tip. In fact, I'll be honest, I had 3 doubles in a treble. I did Arsenal, Birmingham, Leeds. That was my bet.
Well, no one even said about Liverpool, did they?
No,
new manager.
No, Liverpool was
all, who's going to win it out of Arsenal, Man City, wasn't it?
Yeah,
start of the season?
Yeah, Man City were odds on. Liverpool about 5 or 6, about 5-1, I think, 9-2, 5-1 to win it at the start. But they've been fantastic, Liverpool.
Best team, yeah.
Liverpool been brilliant.
Okay, we've got to break a little bit earlier because we're going to get the England squad. So we'll talk to Faker Others. That's coming next, 8:56.
Well, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, turns out the secret to making Man United play better is to call them not good enough and underpaid. Who'd have thought?
The match ball for Bruno Fernandes, some respite for Manchester United and a place in the Europa League quarter-finals.
They play Lyon in the next round, and Ruben Amorim admitted in times of trouble his hat-trick scoring captain was the only man for the job.
When we need it, he's always there. In a set pieces, he can change position, he can bring the ball forward, he can score goals, he can make transitions like he showed today in the last 10 minutes of the game.
Spurs are also through to the last 8, and they did it in their trademark way. That's right, by making it as hard as possible for themselves. A 3-2 aggregate win for Ange's side. At least he's finally happy.
I've always been positive.
Positively grumpy, maybe.
My mood's not dictated by outside, it's dictated by internal things, and I've never wavered from the fact that I think I've said consistently that when we're at our best, we can compete with anyone.
Well, the good news is, if Ange ever does leave, this man told us he wants to go back to Spurs.
The day that I left, I was thinking, I would love to one day to come back to Tottenham, because, like I told in the past, or I said, for me, I feel.
Good morning, 9 o'clock. The final day. It's Gold Cup Day here at Cheltenham Races. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark Rewards Week. Save up to £1,000 on selected cars this week. Ray Parlour alongside me, former Spurs West Ham, Harry Redknapp with me as well. Live from beautiful racecourse, Cheltenham Racecourse. They've taken the covers off. It was very cold last night, but we're expecting perfect ground. Now, don't forget, this morning, in a few minutes, England manager Thomas Tuchel is to announce his first England squad, becoming manager of the Three Lions back in January. For more on this, we're going to talk to Faye Carruthers in just a moment. Do you reckon we're going to... excuse me. This should be a no-brainer, these two games, Harry, shouldn't it?
If we can't beat them, we should turn the game up, shall we? Do me a favour. What is it, eh?
Well,
I didn't even know they play. Who are we playing? Latvia?
I think it's on a Monday.
Oh, is it Latvia? What's the population there? About 5,000 people.
Yeah.
The cross-country skiing are good. What about Albania? Have you been there?
No, I haven't. No. But I think they're improving, aren't they, Albania?
No, they are. They have improved.
They have improved over the years, but it's, again... You look at the squad of players we've got. I mean, I don't get excited till.
Good God!
I don't get excited till we get to the tournaments.
No.
You know, World Cup, Euros, and then you're in it. Then, and hopefully the lads can deliver.
And it's about time. But this group of players, about time we won a tournament. I mean, it's a fantastic group of players we've got at the moment.
Okay, let's head down from Cheltenham down. Let's go down the M4, isn't it? Down to Wembley. And Faye Carruthers joins us now. Faye, a very, very good morning, Faye.
Morning, Faye.
Good morning to you all. How are you doing? I hope you're having a fab time at Cheltenham. It certainly sounds like it. We're set for a really busy day here at Wembley. We've got Thomas Tuchel's press conference coming up at 11 o'clock today, but the England squad, his first one, has been announced early this morning at 9 o'clock, and I can bring it to you now with some of the headlines. We were hearing reports on talkSPORT that Dan Burn of Newcastle and Miles Lewis-Skelly of Arsenal were in. That is correct. They are both involved, getting their maiden call-ups, the pair of them. Big news as well, Jordan Henderson is back in the squad. Of course, he moved out to Saudi Arabia, lost his place, moved to Ajax to try and get his place back for the Euros in Germany last year. Hasn't been involved since being culled from that squad. He's back in Thomas Tuchel's squad, which is massive in terms of the leadership within the midfield of England. Marcus Rashford is also back in the squad. That's another report we've been bringing you here on talkSPORT. Obviously forced out effectively from Manchester United and has really had a resurgence under Unai Emery at Aston Villa. Been doing great things in the Champions League as well, and he's back in the squad. The last time he featured was March 2024 in a substitute appearance against Brazil. Let me give you the 26-player squad in full. So 4 goalkeepers called up, which is a surprise. We usually just see 3. Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, Aaron Ramsdale and James Trafford. So no place for Nick Pope, but he's been beset by injuries this season. In terms of the defenders, Dan Burn, Levi Colwill, who played in the last 2 camps in November, Mark Gurhey, who's been a stalwart. Obviously, we know that both Harry Maguire and John Stones are injured at the moment, so Mark Gurhey is probably the most experienced centre-back that we've got in the squad. Reece James is also back in the squad. He's had a torrid time with injury, Reece James, but he's known really well to Thomas Tuchel from his time at Chelsea, and he regains his England spot, which is big news for the Chelsea captain. Ezri Konsa has been getting a real run of games under Lee Carsley, who was in interim charge. He's in the squad. Miles Lewis-Skelly, who I mentioned before. Tino Livramento, who made his debut in November. Jarell Quansah of Liverpool, and Kyle Walker, who's been obviously out on loan at AC Milan from Manchester City, and we know that Thomas Tuchel's been out to see him a few times. In terms of midfielders, Jude Bellingham is included, which we expected. Eberechi Eze as well. Curtis Jones, who's having a great season for Liverpool. Jordan Henderson, as I mentioned. Cole Palmer, whose form's off a little bit at the moment but deserves his place. Morgan Rogers and Declan Rice. And of course, Morgan Rogers has been having a fantastic season for Aston Villa. That does mean that there is... No, I'm lying, he's in the forwards. I was about to say there's no Phil Foden, but he's listed in the forwards. So the forwards for you, Jared Bowen. In fact, my phone has just frozen really helpfully. There we go. Jared Bowen, Anthony Gordon, Phil Foden, Harry Kane. I know, the worst time possible, Ray, always. Marcus Rashford, as I mentioned, and Dominic Solanke. And actually, that means there's no Ollie Watkins, which is a real surprise. So I wonder whether he may have picked up a knock playing in the Champions League midweek. We'll find out, no doubt, from Thomas Tuchel later on. But Dominic Solanke is back in. Of course, he's had lots of problems with injuries. So that's your 26-player squad. Some surprises in there, some experience as well, which we thought from Thomas Tuchel.
Faye, thank you very much. A lot to take in there, but right away, I'm thinking, Jordan, look, with the greatest respect, I'm delighted for him, but that is a surprise, Jordan.
Absolutely. He's not even been, I looked last week, he was on the bench at Ajax. I mean, I like Jordan Henderson. I think if you were English and not in the squad, you'd be very disappointed, wouldn't you? If we, is there any other English players who are not in? I can't think of any English players. I think it's harder to get, to be honest, to get out of the squad than it is to get in.
Well, the big surprise really is Gibbs White, isn't it?
I mean, has he not got in?
He's been brilliant for Forest.
Of course.
In that midfield, he's played every game. He's lively. He gets on the ball. And
Harry, what's the point of having four goalies?
No
I don't get that, me.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I
Did
mean,
you get that right?
No,
Four
really.
goalkeepers?
No, I'm not too sure why he's done that. But look, you don't expect any problems anyway in these next 2 games. But he's having a good look. I'm really pleased for Miles Skelly.
Yeah, good player.
He's a really good player, Harry. Good youngster.
Yeah.
If you're Ollie Watkins, you think, hold on a minute. Marcus is in, I'm not in it. Has he got an injury, or has he just been overlooked?
Must have an injury.
He must have an injury, surely.
No Ben White. Now, I don't know what happened, Harry, to Ben White, but for me, he'd been a squad I was picking. I don't know what happened.
Whether he spoke to him, I don't know what the situation. I'm sure Tuchel spoke to Gareth Southgate and Steve Holland before, and to see what the problem was, and maybe he spoke to Ben White as well. I don't know, but he's got to make these big decisions. But yeah, Ben White is a very good player, and he's very, he can play in a back three as well, Alan. So he's done that quite often as well. He can play right back like he's done. He's filled in for Arsenal at times. So he's a good all-round defender.
So someone missing there, Harry? You think? I can't believe he's not in. Anyone springs to mind?
Probably Ollie Watkins is the one you'd have thought. He's always back up to Harry Kane, isn't he?
He always, yeah.
Dan Burn, is your type of player?
I love Dan Burn, what he's done. I think, what a story.
Left back. Who has a 6 foot left back?
I mean,
he's done a good job, hasn't he?
He was at Wigan, playing at Wigan.
It's nice to see this.
He's Fulham. He's been around, hasn't he? Done the rounds, and what a.
We spoke to Lee Clark earlier as well, Harry, and he said he's great for the dressing room.
You've only got to look at what a fantastic lad, isn't he?
That's what you need, isn't it? You need characters in a dressing room.
I love him. He's
Here's one for you, Ray. Reece James.
Well, he's had so many injuries, hasn't he? And look, they've been playing in the midfield, Chelsea, at times. He's moved into that midfield area. But his injury, the most important thing for him, just staying fit now.
Yeah.
Because he's been out for so many months. And it's frustrating when you keep getting injured, but then you always got to look at your body as well and say, why do I keep getting injured? But he's back in the squad. Very, very good player on his day out. Really good player.
Yeah.
So I can see why he's put him back in,
Harry, what do you make of Tuchel, Thomas Tuchel? You know, I don't know if you know him well.
No, I don't know. I never met him, Al, no. I suppose it was a difficult one. I wanted to see an Englishman, but there wasn't a lot of choices, was there, if we're truthful?
Probably only Eddie.
You had Eddie Howe, really.
Yeah,
was
really.
the only choice, wasn't he? Eddie was... And I think eventually Eddie will be the England manager.
Was you close, Harry, ever, to get the job?
Well, at the time, I think there was only me and Roy. I think I was 10-1 on favourite, but... I didn't get it when Roy got it that year, but Eddie will get it eventually, won't he? I mean,
because you don't really have to do a lot of coaching, do you?
No.
All these players in the squads are getting coached by.
What are you doing with them? They're
get the best out.
You put them in the right positions, pick your best players, make them believe in themselves and. Play with a bit of confidence.
That was always... I couldn't work that bit out. When Steven Gerrard can't play with Frank Lampard and back in the day, wasn't it?
And Scholesy.
I mean... You just put them in a different...
I mean, imagine them... How can they not play together? They're both 6 foot plus. They both run all day.
Yeah,
both shoot, tackle, head it. How can they not play together? Is it not common sense if you played Scholesy and sat him in the middle of the two of them or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
And when Frank breaks forward, Stevie G sits in...
3 of the best midfielders ever.
Goals galore. I mean, it's so silly, wasn't it? Really, people said, "Oh, they can't play."
But if you go back a little bit before that, you had Ray Wilkins, God bless you. You had Glenn Hoddle, and you had Brian Robson. Yet people kept saying, "Well, they can't play. You can't play them." Why can't you play them?
Absolute rubbish, isn't it? But no, I mean the games are. I'll be honest. I only switch on now. I want to watch tournament games. When the tournaments come round, these qualifying games, we win every game, go through unbeaten, get to the tournaments, and that's when it counts, isn't it?
It'd be interesting to see what system he wants to play. I mean, a lot of people say 4 at the back, or would he go 3? I know Gareth, right at the end, he was going with a 3 at the back, wasn't he? Which might suit the wing-backs better, I don't know. But Tuchel might
Depends
have different...
who he plays there,
I mean, he might have different ideas, Tuchel, I don't know.
Kyle Walker still, if Kyle was fit, he's still... They wouldn't, if Trent's not fit, Kyle Walker would still be the best right back, wouldn't he?
We saw him here last year, didn't we? He was
having a great time, Cole.
So if you've just joined us, 4 goalkeepers, including Burnley's James Trafford, who's having a great season, Dan Burns, Miles Lewis-Skelly called up, Kyle Walker in the squad, Jordan Henderson back in the squad, as is Curtis Jones and Morgan Rogers. Marcus Rashford back in the squad, but no Ollie Watkins and no Ben White. 12 minutes past 9.
You seem to have been running around upsetting people, Spencer, you treacherous little hound.
Boom! Like that. That's where he was getting stuck.
Hits him on the ropes, 30 seconds to go.
Opinions are opinions. They're like backsides. Everybody's got one.
I stand by that. I still think it was a terrible decision.
Well, it takes two to tango.
Alan Brazil, Ray Parlour and Super Harry Redknapp with us if you're just joining us. So the big news for England fans, Marcus Rashford, Jordan Henderson, the big surprises in the England squad. There's debut picks for Dan Burn, well done Dan, and Lewis Skelly, well done. Ray, you'd like to see him start, wouldn't you? Young man.
Absolutely, yeah. Youngsters sometimes are fearless. They just get out there and they do their jobs. Look, he's getting coached well from Mikel at the moment. He's a really grounded lad. I've met him. He wants to learn. He wants to get better. He's come through the academy as well, which is great to see. And yeah, I think there's not a lot about. Left back was always a bit of a problem position. I know Hall's injured for Newcastle, probably would have been in the squad as well. But yeah, he deserves it. He's played really well for us. He's kept good players out of the team. Yeah. So why can't he get into that England side?
So Harry, with Marcus Rashford now, look, I've got a friend who's a big United fan who says people have got Marcus wrong. It's nice to see him enjoying his football again. So he's got a big second chance here, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know why. There was obviously something going on in his head why he wasn't enjoying the football. I mean, you only had to look at his face, didn't you? He looked like he didn't want to be there when he was playing at Man United. How can you not want to play for Man United, one of the greatest clubs in the world, you know? So, I don't know. Hopefully he's sorted his problems out. I always felt that when he got involved with that incredible charity work and everything, whether it took his life over a bit and he got into a situation where he probably had so much and he wasn't enjoying what he had to do. It was like, getting up speaking and doing
Harry,
stuff.
You're spot on. And I said it live on radio. I says, Marcus, what you're doing is brilliant. But sort your game out first.
Yeah.
Because without your game, that's your bread and butter.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing in your life. And then help people.
Yeah, it did look like he sort of had he wasn't happy doing or comfortable in the positions he'd been put in, speaking to politicians about this food stuff and everything, which was a great charity, obviously. He just went on the pitch and seemed his head was somewhere else, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's gone to Villa, and now he's playing well again.
By the all accounts, the Villa fans have taken to him big style.
Well, listen, he can play, can't he? I mean, he's got pace and he can he's a player, isn't he? So. But Jordan Henderson would be the big shock, wouldn't he? I mean, I like Jordan Henderson. What a good player, good pro.
And I'm shocked.
I'm shocked he's got back in the squad, to be honest.
Harry, just a quick one before we move on. Just someone asked me yesterday about when I was playing. You were before me. I wouldn't have swapped those days for anything. Never mind the money they get now. I loved those days. The youth team reserves, and breaking into the first team. Yeah. It was totally different, the game, wasn't it? The pitches were
it was a combination back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you were getting tackled chest high, weren't you?
But you came through, Alan. You went to a football club as a kid, and you trained at the same as a 15-year-old. You went there and you trained at the same place as the first team. Yeah. You were all there together. You had dinner together. You'd sit next to, if you went to West Ham, say as a 15-year-old, you're sitting next to Bobby Moore having your dinner and Bobby's chat. The first team knew every kid. You was all part of the same. You all got on the coach in the mornings, drove into pre-season, into Epping Forest, run for 2.5 hours around Epping Forest, all get back on the coach together. Now, the academies are away from the first team, so the manager never sees the kids. The first team players don't know the kids. It's completely gone the other way, and I think it's sad. That's a big problem.
I'll tell you one story about when I was playing youth team, Arsenal. Pat Rice was my manager.
Yeah, of course.
Hard as nails, Pat. Anyway, you're having a good game, inserting that central midfield area, and it's about 70th minute, and my number goes up. And I was going, what's he taking me off for? I'm playing all right here. Anyway, as I'm walking off...
He had you out the
No, as I'm walking off, he went, well done, son, go and get changed. You got 20 minutes in the reserves this afternoon. So I had to go back to Highbury. Yeah. Now, I'm 17 years old. I'm playing against 30-year-olds.
Of course, brilliant.
And that's
great experience.
Unbelievable.
Football combination. Yeah. Players coming back from injury at other clubs, you play against them.
Absolutely.
But they're teaching you as well.
Yeah,
as a
you play alongside first-team players who weren't in the first team. There'd be 5. And you played combination games on the Saturday. First team was away, so you played at home. Yeah. If you was at Highbury or Ipswich, wherever.
But what an experience, though, Harry. You're playing on the main stadium.
Every Saturday,
I'm playing at Highbury.
Every Saturday week, every other week you played at the stadium with 3 or 4, 5, 6 players who weren't in the first team.
Right, just a little bit on Tottenham again. Harry's with us, Harry Redknapp. This is our host of The Final Word, DJ Majestic. Long while and Pardew made this claim on Sunday about the future of Big Ange.
Get rid of him. Bring back Harry Redknapp for one last hurrah.
Harry?
I'll bring Harry back.
In Cheltenham week, you ain't getting Harry.
I'm being serious.
You ain't getting Harry out of Cheltenham this week. He's got 3 runners this week.
The new manager bounce. Someone that's going to just instill something in the team and go on and play.
Dear, brilliant.
Harry, we've already heard Maurizio say he'd love to go back to Spurs. Is there any chance that, listen, I don't want Ange to lose his job, but if it was up for grabs to the end of the season, would you go back?
Oh, listen, it ain't going to happen, is it? But, of course you would. You miss it, don't you? You love it, really. There's nothing like it, is there? The buzz of it all. But
Harry, is Alan right, though?
Yeah?
It's Cheltenham week. You ain't getting it.
No, I can't go Cheltenham week. No, Daniel rang me. He said, "Could you come in this week?" I said, "Look, I can't Cheltenham week." I said, "I could start next week if you."
Harry, just quickly, because in the break, Harry gave a brilliant story out, and I said, "You got to say this on air. It's an absolute blinder." Yesterday, when you turned up.
Oh, don't. Listen, I turned up yesterday, so I didn't have any facility really. I had a runner yesterday. Shake 'em up, Harry. So Ben Paulin, the trainer, said to me, "Harry, I've got some friends. They've got a box. Give me the number, whatever. Go in the box. They know you're coming. Looking forward to having you in their box for the day." I said, "Oh, lovely, thanks, Ben." I turn up very early yesterday. Get in the box. There's only me and the lovely guy who's doing the cups. Have a nice cup of coffee. Me and his big West Brom fan. He was the man. We're chatting away. Suddenly, people start coming in. "Hello, mate. All right, I'm Harry. Yeah." Well, 2 hours later, they're all looking, and I'm thinking I don't know any of them. I thought, they're obviously Ben Paulin's pals, Suddenly the phone goes, it's Ben Paulin. "Where are you?" I said, "I'm in the box." He said, "You're not. I'm in the box. I'm in the wrong box." Right?
He's been telling
They don't know what I'm doing there. These people. I went,
they can't believe it.
I went, "I'm in the wrong box." They went, "We wondered what you was doing here."
Well, you done that last year with Dino, didn't you?
We done that.
Tell the story.
So we walk over to the long run, Harry, and there's loads of little different rooms and whatever. So me and Dean Saunders, we go into this thinking it's our one. I'm standing at the bar and the woman comes over. "What table are you on?"
Yeah.
I said, "No, we got to do a little bit of speaking in here in a minute." So she was like looking at us, and anyway, they didn't have a speaker going in there. So we're having a drink at the bar, and then I saw Alan walk past. He's gone straight past our one into the other one. I went, "I think we're in the wrong box." We better go, mate. We better go.
Oh, but they didn't care. They didn't care. The people were good as gold, So.
And Dean Saunders got the mic. And he was telling stories for an hour and a half, wasn't he?
Look, Dino, don't stop talking to him.
Oh no, he loves it. He's good.
Oh, he's brilliant. He's funny. Right. What about just on that Tottenham thing? I'm not. Look, as I said, I don't want Ange to get the sack. Tottenham could still get in the Champions League if they win this. But let's hear what Maurizio Pochettino had to say about that Tottenham job. Would he come back if it was available?
The day that I left, I was thinking, I would love to one day to come back to Tottenham because, like I told in the past, or I said, for me, I felt empty in the moment that I leave, and it's like an unfinished job, and that is why it's a feeling, no? It's a feeling, it's a dream. I don't know how you can take, or I can explain or describe, but I think for sure it's a club that always is going to be special for me, and I would like to one day to have the possibility again to try to arrive in a situation that we were, but to finish in different way.
There you go. I spoke to him a few weeks ago with a lovely lunch. He still lives over here, loves it here.
Yeah. He's
loves
big pals with Ozzy, isn't he? And,
massive.
He's a lovely guy.
And he's involved a little bit with Newcastle Stud. Harry,
he likes his racing,
but he's got a lovely family, you know. Really, really nice person.
I love it how they say Tottenham. Ozzy had done that as well, didn't he? Ozzy used to...
It's not a bad number. He got paid up 12 million quid or whatever he got, and then he goes back. I mean, what a nice... that sounds like a good idea, doesn't it, really?
You know? He's got more horses than you, Harry.
I don't know about that.
Why would someone, with the greatest respect, why would someone call a horse the yellow car?
I know, it was a strange one, wasn't it, really? But I've got a worse name than that with Gary Moore. I've got one called Fascinating Lips. I mean, I'm embarrassed to even tell. It was already named when I bought it, you know, from... I bought it came from Germany or somewhere. I wish I could send it back there. It's not been very good, but but Gary's great. I love Gary Moore. He's a fantastic
what was your horse?
Horsham down there, isn't it?
What's your horse he's called again? You've got a few, haven't you?
No. 926.
Well, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, turns out the secret to making Man United play better is to call them not good enough and underpaid. Who'd have thought?
The match ball for Bruno Fernandes, some respite for Manchester United and a place in the Europa League quarter-finals.
Spurs are also through to the last 8 and they did it in their trademark way. That's right, by making it as hard as possible for themselves. A 3-2 aggregate win for Ange's side. At least he's finally happy.
I've always been positive.
Positively grumpy, maybe.
I've never wavered from the fact that I think I've said consistently that when we're at our best, we can compete with anyone.
Elsewhere, can you believe it? Some people actually take joy in Jose Mourinho's misfortune. A good night for Rangers, a penalty shootout win for the Scots. Mourinho was saying some weird things about his own side's lack of penalties during normal time, though.
If you don't get 3, you get 2. If you don't get 2, you get 1. If you don't get 1 of 3, everything is strange.
Ah yes, that famous philosophical saying.
We played a fantastic match. Only one team played, only one team scored, only one team deserves to score more.
Only one team actually won. Sorry, Jose. His former side Chelsea faced Legia Warsaw in the quarter-finals of the Conference League after victory at Stamford Bridge. Stay tuned for all the reaction to Thomas Tuchel's first England squad, and make sure you're tuned in for the Cheltenham Gold Cup too, brought to you live on talkSPORT at 4 p.m.
Party they must have had when they won the war. Blasé, wasn't he, Winston Churchill?
Hostilities will end officially at 1 minute after midnight tonight, Tuesday, the 8th of May.
We went for things and we think, whoa.
Oh, he loved the baby, didn't he?
Whoa, yeah. Poor old Anne Boleyn, she weren't so lucky. She was beheaded as well. So, good night. How they lost out to the Germans in the Cold War. The ancient Greeks was a massive influence, and the Romans, they froze to death half the time.
The rest is histo-res.
Whoa, baby, this place will put a smile on your face. It's a race course. It's a tour de force. We're gonna go and have some fun. 'Cause me and Big Al, we're going to Cheltenham. You better believe it.
I think it was my 55th birthday. He missed 5 flights back to Glasgow. I just couldn't get rid of him. He wouldn't leave in my house. He wouldn't leave. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's Rewards Week. Choose from 3 rewards when you buy a car today. Harry's with us. It's time for the rest. It's history this week. Ray's been sent around the Cotswolds to do a deep dive into one of Cheltenham's great mysteries.
Hi, it's Ray Parlour here, and we're at Cheltenham. I've travelled to the Cotswolds for a very special edition of The Rest is History. Cheltenham is famous for its racing, cheese rolling, and Alan Brazil going missing during the festival.
What is all that about? What a load of baloney.
So I've spoken to some of the people involved in some of his most famous excuses. Who can forget that time Alan claimed he'd eaten a dodgy crab and had to miss the show?
Whoa, I'm not having that. That is shocking.
Well, I just tried to gain access to the restaurant, but was turned away once they saw my talkSPORT badge. Let's give them a call.
Mr. Allen tried to destroy my business. The crab I make is beautiful. It's never out of date. It never poison anyone. Mr. Brazil, you know it was not the crab, it was the pepperoni. Mamma mia!
Seems like Alan has a lot to answer for over that dodgy crab.
Strange old day that was. I had the hump, basically. I thought, what's the point of being down in Cheltenham for 3-4 days and then missing the Gold Cup?
During Alan's time at talkSPORT, there's been a whole host of unfortunate producers who have had to rip up scripts, change plans when Alan has gone missing at Cheltenham. I caught up with one who somehow made it through 5 years of Alan at the festival.
You'd always dread the 5 a.m. text. I'm just looking through my phone now. Sorry, Max. Fallen out of bed and hurt my finger. I couldn't find the cab, so I headed back to bed. Or simply, my legs aren't working today. I still have nightmares about it, to be honest.
Wow, just one of many producers whose life has been impacted by Alan's lies.
Absolute talk out of your rectum.
I'm now headed to the Airbnb that Alan claims that he had locked himself into, meaning he couldn't make it to the breakfast show.
I remember it as if it was yesterday now. I knew I was in trouble.
Let's find out if it's another myth that we can debunk.
In nearly 300,000 bookings, I have not once heard anything as preposterous as someone being locked in their own room. Do you understand, Mr. Parlour?
I can't believe that.
May I say, Mr. Parlour, the only person stuck in anything is Mr. Brazil, stuck in his own web of lies.
So there you have it. From crabs to dodgy locks to just outright lying. That was The Rest is History with me, your host, Ray Parlour.
Well, let me tell you.
Was it correct?
Let me tell you, that Italian can go home, get on a boat and go home, pal, and old posh Peter there, you can get stuffed as well. right, time to get the latest odds with Simon.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for Cheltenham 2025. It's too big to miss. 18+gambleaware.org.
I'm going to speak to my lawyers, by the way. This is getting too much.
Do you know what? That's brought back so many memories because we've been working with you so well, and the talkSPORT show has been in the Coral box so long. But I think we've experienced all those together, Al. The various and all those producers. I can see them all now. They've all come and gone.
But that Max guy, he's a big West Ham fan, Harry Max. Yeah. He's never in the office. He's one of them Z generation, whatever you call them. He's never in.
There've been so many. But honestly, listen, it's fantastic to see you here. I mean, it really is an up and down roller coaster.
Don't you start. I was always going to make this. When I have a bet on, I'm always going to make it.
I think, Simon, his daughter's coming.
Yeah.
And that was the big, wasn't it?
I think it's all about the preparation. I thought you went into this with a real, you were committed to do the 5 days in a way. I haven't seen.
Well, it might be my last one. I've maybe not told you.
Peeping Ed was getting a little bit worried this morning. Though. He was definitely getting a little worried.
By the way, if I see you in my house again, Ed, ain't no mistake. You might be 5'3", but you're getting a volley.
But listen, it has been a great week so far. It's all about the big day, Al. This is the big one.
The Gold Cup. So, what price are you giving me on Galopin?
He is 4-7 at the moment.
Oh, get lost!
He's won the last 2 Gold Cups.
That's shocking.
He's won here at this Cheltenham Festival 3 times.
He won't like the ground. He travelled over badly. No, come on, 46.
He's a great horse. Listen, if you want to back, I know the way you're thinking is 6-1. Banbridge is 13-2. Monty Star with Rachel Blackmore 8-1. 10-1, 16-1 Corbett's Cross.
You know what, Harry? They've made a fortune this week.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're still wanting more. They're greedy bookmakers.
But you've cost them a few quid. You've cost them a few quid as well. I told you that today.
But they always find someone, somebody came and had this bet, There's always some punter. There's always, oh, my God. You have to feel sorry for these poor bookmakers.
It's always those PR men. That's me.
Yeah.
Coming out with these stories.
A green Bentley's just ordered.
I know.
Unbelievable.
But the thing is, today is, I've said this before.
Could have been worse. Could have been a yellow one.
He's 40-1 by the way, your horse.
Is he?
40-1 yellow car in the Albert Bartlett, which is the big.
Give him 50s. Come on.
I should quickly mention. Look, many people thought you might have been pipped at the post in your bid for 5 days, but you've delivered. We are offering this pipped at the post offer, which finally came in yesterday with Johnny Who. Okay, but the backers of it with Coral got paid out as a winner because he was beaten by a neck. So if your horse is beaten, that's what I'm saying. So if you're beaten by a neck or less, your horse will get paid out as a winner. We took 20 races till we got to the 21st. Johnny Who paid out about 100 grand on Johnny Who to people who backed it, and it's available on all 7 races today. Should point out it's 18+, max £10 bet, and do gamble responsibly.
By the way, Tom had been making it. I was a little bit late this morning, right? Because on the A46 in Cheltenham there was a big smash. So there was blue lights everywhere. but we'd never go that way because these dopes on the Gloucester Council who have blocked the road, right, from Winchcombe out to beautiful Broadway. How can you dig up a road on Cheltenham Week? That guy should be shrunk. Harry. They block it. It's Cheltenham. The road's shut.
Oh.
Anyway, I've had my rant, but you want to lose your job, mate. I'm telling you. Oh God. What else we got, Sam?
Well, look, let's just do a quick run through of the.
Do you know his name?
Today. No, again, it's always good when we're trying to get the hotel closed down.
Shocking, honestly.
Racing today, the Triumph Hurdle first race, big betting race. Lalamba for Nicky Henderson. The dog's been barking for this horse. They think he's a future star. Got to beat East India Dock. Who I know
where does that come from? The dogs are barking. For me, that was always the Newmarket saying the dogs are barking. This newcomer. Harry, any idea?
Yeah. No, but East India Dock, how would you know? That's where I grew up around the area.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
He's got I lived on Burdett Estate, big council estate. He's got Burdett Road.
Yeah.
He's got Mile End, whatever. He's got West India Dock. He's got all his horses.
He's done
Bill Gredley.
Bill Gredley, yeah.
All named after that area. That's where he come from.
And his favourite, his big winner was User Friendly.
Oh, absolutely. A lovely filly.
And they won a few weeks ago at my local point-to-point, Higham.
Well, he was a bookmaker back in the day around that area in the East End, yeah.
His son, Tim Gredley's a very good show jumper.
Yeah.
And he's married to Rachel Wise. Rachel Gredley, who used to be on Sky Sports News, don't you remember?
And Clive Britton was his trainer.
Yeah. God, look at us. Look at the knowledge we've got here. Can't remember what I had for breakfast. We can remember all this from the years gone by. It's good, isn't it? County Hurdle, Cargizi, owned by Kenny Alexander.
Oh, Kenny. Pizza
owns
Kenny.
Pizza.
Leave that taxi alone, Kenny. That Kenny.
Yes. Kebab shop, I think it was. But anyway, and Absurd, who won the race last year and actually ran 5th in the Melbourne Cup, is the second string from Mullins. I quite like that.
Yeah.
He said 9-2 chance. Hansard, Gary Moores has been well backed. You were talking about Gary. He's a great trainer.
Yeah.
Then in the mares chase, got Dino Blue against Allegory Devassi, 2 Willie Mullins mares. Dino Blue.
Went on Dino Blue.
Dino Blue.
Yeah.
Shell's husband as well.
JC, yeah. It's part of my Yankee
Dean
today.
Saunders.
And then your race, the Albert Bartlett.
The Albert Bartlett, yellow car.
Can it win? Can it get place?
I doubt it. It's a yellow car. It's probably a Rolls Royce or two in the race.
Funny enough,
it probably, it'd be plodding along behind, little yellow car.
But last year, it was your horse, the Jukebox Man, who was 33-1, who actually got beat. Funny if he got beat a neck last year by Stella Story. How did that feel? Because he looked the winner ever with Ben Jones on board.
Coming up that hill, 4 or 5 clear jump in the last. But
that hill, people don't realise how steep that hill is.
No.
We saw it yesterday, it was 6.5 or something, what it was called.
Yes.
Looked a certainty.
Absolutely, it was coloured by... And obviously, Bollinger came up and beat Tia Poo up the hill, which was fantastic.
We're going to have to fill the yellow cart with petrol.
Did you say Bollinger? Yeah, go on then.
There's some more left. And then finally, the last race, another JP horse, Kopek Demi, which has been the talk all the weeks building up. It's come from France, first time running in England off a handicap mark they think is favourable.
Yeah.
But he's 9-4 to win a very competitive race, which is won by good horses. But, what do you think, Harry?
I'm with a Mullins Yankee today.
Yeah, so Kopek Demi, Dino Blue,
yes,
Galloping de Champs,
yes, and
Cargizi. That's probably it. So if Harry wins, it's a bad day for the book.
Yeah, I'm having a little Yankee.
That's if Harry can go on. He can't go on now, can he? Wins so much.
We find ways and means. He popped into the coral box yesterday, didn't you, Harry?
No, Harry went in the wrong box.
No, but he did. You did pop in here yesterday, didn't you, Harry?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I was here yesterday.
He's always a friend. Everyone loves the coral box.
Of course.
So you're going to take Harry's bets today?
We can do, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Harry.
Yeah, I'm on. I'll be on.
There you go.
Listen, but it's been great fun, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
By the way, Harry, I don't know if you have this problem, but I do. When I go racing, I go to bed and I kick my trousers off, jeans off, and I'm wedged up, right? Normally.
Yeah.
No, get in the morning, get the race course, and I've got like 40 quid on me. I'm like, she's dipped my pockets again. It's an absolute joke.
That's for looking after you.
God. That's not.
That's for looking after her.
It's for the grandkids. I'm like, leave my money alone, will you? Honestly.
It's all thanks to Gillian made it this far.
Exactly. Yeah. She's got a contract, didn't she? Look after you.
Yeah. Contract? I think she's got, I think I'm going to get shot soon.
She's got to keep.
She thought I bought 20 quid with me.
Have you got a problem with Sue Ellen?
Who?
I better stop. 9:44.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for Cheltenham 2025. It's too big to miss. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Can they prove that City's breaches caused that loss? How much did the Eric Ten Hag venture cost Manchester United? There's a proposal to ban state-controlled clubs from English football.
This isn't about Edu not believing in the Arsenal project, it's perhaps about Edu wanting more power.
Minutes before 10 o'clock. It is flown by this morning, guys. Brilliant. Some of the latest headlines you're waking up to this morning. Marcus Rashford, and this is a big surprise. Good luck to him, by the way. Jordan Henderson has been named in Thomas Tuchel's first England squad. You can hear the three lions in action in the World Cup qualifiers against Albania and Latvia next week, right here on talkSPORT. Now, Mikel Antonio is taking baby steps as he continues his rehabilitation from a broken leg sustained in a car crash. That was a horror.
Awful, yeah.
Talking about Epping Forest, I think it was up near there, wasn't it? Says West Ham boss Graham Potter. By the way, lucky to be alive.
Oh, yeah.
See the picture of the car? My
Awful.
God. Newcastle take on Liverpool this Sunday, the Carabao Cup final right here, live on talkSPORT. Simon Jordan believes Newcastle fans should not be ridiculed for over-celebrating a League Cup if they win this weekend. Have a listen.
Do I think Newcastle should celebrate? Yeah. Do I think that they deserve to celebrate if they win the League Cup, if they beat Liverpool in the final? Absolutely. And do I think that people would ridicule it and take the mickey out of it? Yeah, they would. They'd go, what are you doing, celebrating the League Cup?
Exactly.
So what? They're not Newcastle fans. Who cares what they think? I would imagine that if you won the League Cup, Newcastle fans would be out in droves celebrating their team and cheering them along the pathway of wherever the bus goes.
Oh, God, of course
you've got to celebrate.
Of course they will.
Oh,
listen, they're fantastic fans, aren't they? They've waited so long for a trophy now. They're going to go out. I mean, Newcastle will be absolute. What a place to be that will be if they win.
Well, Lee Clark said it'd be empty this weekend.
Absolutely.
Everybody be down in London.
All the pubs, all the shops have got black and white. I always put them, I think Celtic and Rangers fans worldwide are everywhere. Don't get me wrong, Liverpool, Man United are, but Newcastle they're in
up
that
there.
league.
Amazing fans, Every week turn up and they've all got their shirts on. It's great atmosphere.
And they've not won a trophy since when now? 1950?
Yeah, I mean, they won the Fairs Cup with Bobby Montgomery as the captain.
Of course they did, Fairs Cup.
The Fairs Cup. And
so you're going to celebrate, surely, if you do win it.
The old Fairs Cup, that was the equivalent of the Intertoto Cup.
Oh, was it?
No one's ever heard of that. With West Ham, it was sort of, the Inter-2 Bob Cup, they called it.
Or not UEFA Cup?
It might have been. That was the Fairs Cup back then. I don't know how,
You had a Cup Winners' Cup, didn't you?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
No, Wembley's a great day, isn't it?
Of course.
I know Liverpool fans have been there all the time. Arsenal, have you been there so many times, Ray? But from a Newcastle point of view, fantastic.
Do you know what it is as well? It's all about the staff behind the scenes. You don't see a lot of them, but they have a day out as well of all their families. They all go to
great day for them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a brilliant day.
And two good teams. It's got to make it of a great game weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Looking forward to it.
So for Eddie Howe as well, just to get that, you said earlier, Harry, you felt that it's only a matter of time before he's an England manager?
Yeah. Eddie, he's done fantastic, hasn't he? I was talking to someone the other. Eddie was my first signing for Portsmouth when I went to Portsmouth.
Was it really?
Yeah, I signed two players. I signed him and Richard Hughes, who has now gone from Bournemouth to Liverpool as head of recruitment or whatever. Richard's a genius. He signed all them good all these players at...
Midfielder, wasn't he?
Richard, played with Scotland. Signed all them players at Bournemouth that are doing so well now. Now he's got headhunted by Liverpool, so he's gone there as head of recruitment or whatever. So him and Eddie were, I think I paid £50,000 for the pair. Eddie was a good player. Eddie Howard followed Eddie's career at Bournemouth, and he played at the back, read the game. Very, very intelligent footballer, and he's done a fantastic job.
Harry, just tell me, because West Ham's got to be a love, isn't it? West Ham.
Yeah.
Who was some of the great players at West Ham? Apart from Bobby.
Well, Bobby was the greatest. There was no one like Bobby Howe, Bobby
what was his? I know he was brilliant on the ball, but he read the game.
Read the game. I mean, if I said you go and listen, there's a player playing at West Ham. I want you to go and watch him for me. You're a scout. Give me a report on him. He'd have come back. I'd have said, how big is he? He said, well, he's 5'11", just under 6 foot probably. Plays at the back centre alongside. Quick. No, he can't run. Good in the air. No, he can't hit it. Oh, really? Okay, forget him in the bin.
No.
He read the game out.
Yeah, of course he did.
He just was he was just class. Yeah. On the pitch, off the pitch. I've never met anybody like him.
Harry,
he was so special.
You must be really happy with Frank as well.
Frank's done great.
He's done a great commentary.
Yeah.
They've got him in 10 player. I know they lost the last game, but he's got him into that good position there.
Yeah, he's gone back there, and they're going great, yeah. I tried to watch the other night, any West Ham fans, Paolo Di Canio, Premier League icons. It showed all Paolo Di Canio's great goals. Some of the volley. Some of the goals out.
I think Trevor, wasn't it? Trevor Sinclair.
He had one where he flicked it over Martin Keown's head as well against Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, very rarely he scored again. But he's absolutely.
What sort of character was he, Pat?
What a character. I've got his tie on. last year, I came to Cheltenham and I went to watch Parlour. He was doing something in Bournemouth, a little theatre show, chatting away. And they asked me to go along and surprise him, and I popped up on the stage on the way to coming to Cheltenham. And as I left, the boss, he said, I give you my tie. This is my lucky tie. I give it to you, my best tie. Anyway, next day I wore the tie and shake 'em up Harry won. Oh. So that was,
that's
but that was
so yellow card.
Yellow car.
Yellow car. Pylon,
today
yellow car.
I've got his lucky tie on for the yellow car.
And he's 40-1 as well, Al.
Oh, my God. By the way, Harry, they tell me he trained like mad, didn't he?
Oh,
good pro.
Fit as a fiddle. Hit the right. Used to come to me, boss, why? Razor rudder, we are supposed to be stretching. Last night, he said he drunk 14 pints, ate 3 kebabs. We are supposed to be professional. You have to sort him out. Don't worry, pal, I'll sort him out. I never did.
I'll put him down
so he was the grass.
Yeah.
Palo the grass.
Oh, brilliant.
Do you know what? I really hope there's still characters in football now. I'm not
Great
sure
characters.
there is. In our days,
the social media now is a little bit changed, isn't it?
Yeah, they were good lads,
you can't do a lot with it. And I saw a few of the Leicester boys yesterday, didn't we? Danny Simpson.
Yeah,
Wes, who won the title.
Yeah.
You was in the same place as me.
I wasn't. No.
You didn't see him?
No.
He was talking to us at the bar at one stage.
Sorry, I didn't recognise him. Sorry.
You know your football, Al, you do, I tell you.
Yeah, well, look, this is an entertainment show. It's not about stats, is it? Come on. God, West Ham. What about Greavesy, by the way?
Ah, Jimmy.
What about Greavesy?
Jimmy was a genius. What a player, Jimmy. Go through... walk round 3 or 4 players, walk round the goalie, roll it in.
One of the best goal scorers ever.
Walk away, the great.
Harry, why do players not do that now? Why do they not just dummy the keeper and just slot?
I know that. I watch it. I watched the Canio goals the other night. The times he's gone through, the keeper's flown across the goal, and his dad had pulled it back and rolled it in the other corner. Incredible,
Pass the ball into the net.
Pass it in the net, yeah. But characters, weren't they? Great lads.
And Dave Mackay?
Probably the best player ever to play for Tottenham. Glenn was fantastic.
Yeah,
They've had some great players, Gaza. But if I used to, when I used to speak to Jimmy Greaves, he used to say, the best player ever to play for Tottenham would be, and Stevie Perriman. Ask Stevie.
Oh, yeah.
Stevie, what a player Stevie was.
Yes.
One of the most underrated players.
They so many games, didn't
Perriman.
Talk about skippers on the field.
What a leader, what a character, Stevie Perriman.
And do you know there's another gem? Big Pat Gem.
Oh, fantastic man.
Big Pat's magic.
What a man.
But he's the only one who gets probably a standing ovation from Tottenham fans and Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
And he played for both clubs.
Yeah. But Stevie P would always say Dave Mackay was the best player to play for Tottenham.
Yeah, brilliant.
And you had, obviously, Kevin Beattie.
Oh,
what a player.
Daft as a brush, but what a player. I mean,
quick.
He
was pacey.
Everything. Power.
Yeah, he had but didn't have a brain.
No.
He was daft as he was honestly, I remember.
But a lovely lad, Al, wasn't he?
Oh, honestly, he'd do anything for anyone.
Yeah, great guy.
But he was a screwball. But what a player. He had power, left foot, a cannon, pace, brilliant in the air. Nah, he was magic to beat, honestly. Right, Harry, I've really enjoyed today. Good luck with the yellow car.
Harry. Good luck today.
Ray, now you've got to start behaving yourself, starting today.
I've just got to text
what
you're out of order, you.
Oh, no. What an incredible week it's been here at Cheltenham. We've been joined by so many unbelievable guests, from Harry Redknapp to Mark Lawrence, and what a player he was alongside Jockey Hansen. We've seen some unbelievable dramatic racing, and I've made it to work for a whole 5 days. I'm proud of myself, and I was always going to do it. Here's how it unfolded right here on talkSPORT Breakfast. I'm off next week. I've got a little break. I'm going back to Glasgow. I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks for listening, and be lucky on Gold Cup Day. Thank you.
Take me home to the place I belong.
It is magic.
It's just the most beautiful place. There's no race course like it.
They don't panic everybody. Just everybody at ease. My pal's just taking his seat here. How are you, big fella? Oh, I've asked you too quickly. Just give yourself another couple of seconds there.
Coming in here, what is it with bibs, people who wear bibs?
I know.
What is it with them? You just want to volley them, don't you?
It's a power in it.
You should have your accreditation at all time. Shut up, mate. It's 5 to 6. Get away.
Anyway, what's happened to you, Ali? I've voted for you as the sexiest presenter. You look like Ricky Tomlinson this morning.
He kept sending me over glasses of Barolo or whatever. I kept coming over. They were good as gold.
Well, I thought you'd lipstick on this morning, but that was the...
Can I say well done? to you, Al,
Well,
already.
I'm not there yet. I'm not there
I
yet.
think you're there. You're more or less over the line.
And on behalf of everybody north of the border, what an achievement. There's no way you're not making it tomorrow. You're a certainty.
This is awkward. Good morning. Welcome along to talkSPORT Breakfast. No joke. It's just me. It's just me today. Hello, who's on the line?
Hello, Shaban.